Hello, everyone, and welcome to fmell's Monthly Melee. This is a monthly tournament in a whole bunch of different games like Valorant, Overwatch, Apex Legends, and League of Legends. I'm here with my wonderful casters, Cats and 3K Noah. Say hi, everyone.
Hi
Hey,
everyone. Yeah, yeah. Is
Hi,
is
everyone.
that
Yep.
what we were going for today? But
Yeah.
yeah, we're here. I'm excited for these games. We're gonna have a bunch of games over the course of the week. Of course, we'll get a chance to look at that bracket here in just a second. But today, it's gonna be Team HEHEHEHA versus the Peaky Blinders, and I don't think I'm gonna say Team HEHEHEHA every single time. I don't know about
Yeah,
you, 3K
me
Noah,
neither.
but that one's just not happening.
No, definitely not. I'm just gonna have to say, I don't know, hee haw or just, I don't know.
He has something along those lines. We'll figure
Figure
it
it
out.
out.
Yeah.
Team
That's right.
Hee also works. And as we get into this first map, which is Bind, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna keep myself muted and let you guys do all the casting. So let's get into it.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. So, of course, these two teams we are going to be starting out here on Bind, and I've looked a little bit into these teams. It looks like it could be a very competitive game. But here we do see the map set. It's going to be Bind, Icebox, and if it comes down to it, our decider will be on Breeze.
Icebox and Breeze already like, I'm excited to see those maps. Very, very open maps. So Bind a lot more closed. So I'm just excited to see how these both teams are going to be able to play on these different kind of maps, different kind of layouts, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, definitely. It's always really fun to watch Bind just because of that teleport and all the mind games that can come down to it, whether you're trying to throw out a fake teleport or you can throw in a Yoru, an Omen with it, and you can really just fake teleport back, whatever it may be. The usage of the teleports throughout it is really, really fun and really entertaining to watch. And of course, we're still expecting things such as like a chamber to hold out a lot of these long angles. So I'm also really, really interested once we get to that agent select what both these teams are going to opt for.
And like you said, Chamber is just a perfect pick for Bind. I mean, you got A Heaven, a perfect spot for a Chamber, you know. B Long if you're pushing on attack. Perfect place for Chamber to be able to hold. Same on defense, being able to hold people coming on long. Definitely being able to see that op getting used. But here we go. I think we're getting into Agent Select here.
Yeah, agent select. It does look like, not too sure which team is which actually. I think it's Team HeHeHEHA here on the defender's side. First time around, Peaky Blinders on our right. And taking a look at the picks, of course, Chamber going to be coming out, a potential KO there for the Peaky Blinders as well. And still really kind of looking for more Sentinels. Of course, you have that Chamber who's really more of a duelist at the end of the day. But this is one of those maps where Sage is actually really strong and can work really, really well.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm seeing, and there we go, get the Chamber on the first pick for Team HeHe here. Very strong, and I'm expecting the Chamber pick from the others. A Breach pick here. Breach, very strong in those close corners, especially on that B site, being able to just clear those corners with a flash, and just, you know, being able to help their team push on a site.
Yeah, definitely. And still, of course, seeing those jet picks, just the ability to be able to take a couple shots and use that dash even after the nerf. Jet still such an incredibly strong character. But as we head back into the final 10 seconds of this champion select, we do see General Losha actually on this Phoenix. Now, he did get a little bit of a buff. Personally, in my mind, it wasn't enough and really shouldn't put him in a competitive setting. But hopefully, he's going to prove me wrong.
I mean, and sure, Phoenix might be the lowest pick duelist, but in my opinion, that flash right now is super strong, and Jet can work with flashes so amazingly. Like Jet paired with a Breach or with a Sky, and now with the quick flash on Phoenix, sorry, you're very able to flash a lot of enemy team, and Jet can go in there, get a quick picks, and then dash out if he needs to, dash in. And yeah, Jet always works really well with flashes, and I'm really excited to see that chemistry between the Jet and General Losha here on Phoenix. So yeah.
Yeah, and these players have been playing together for a decent amount. I believe we have been told to make as many Peaky Blinder strokes as possible. I don't know if that's possible for that show to keep those jokes appropriate on stream. But here we go. Map number one, HeHeHEHA, of course, on the attacking side. Peaky Blinders on the defending.
Looking like it's going to be an A push here. 3 on A, ready to take that. We have Jet going showers. There we go, starting in.
Yeah, you're looking for maybe a quick execute here. You love to do it early in the pistol, and Cortex going to take a little bit of damage on the backside of the general show personal ghost. Tosses out the flash, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade actually over in showers. They aren't going to be able to find the spike, but now it's into the 4v3 here for HEHEHEHA as they're trying to get back on the defending side. The flashbang still available here from Unstoppable. He's going to enter. He's got the frenzy, but Gorsu is not interested. Taps that head and forces it down in the 4v2.
Spike's here.
Looks like Team He has numbers right here on defense. Looking like it's a 4v2. It looked like it was a really good attacking push and execute from Peaky Blinders, but not really able to make it work. Spike dropped in the middle of sight. Don't know how they're going to get out of this one.
Yeah, they really struggled at the end of the day to lock down the site. They're able to get the entry frag. They're able to get the trades they wanted, but having that player die in showers just lost them so much advantage. And there's another kill as Cortex takes out Ramen. The only one going to be remaining is going to be bot deck. He is just lurking in U-Haul, trying to find maybe an exit frag on the way out. The shots are there. And Method, yeah, we'll be able to finish that one off.
1-0 for Team He here, and going to the next pistol round here. Seeing what Peaky Blinders will be able to do. I mean, again, looked good. The execute looked good. It was quick. It was fast. But again, that player dying showers just really slowed them down, and they weren't able to take the site like they planned.
Yeah, and a pretty interesting buy here as well. You're usually expecting things along the lines of more Spectres, but we're not seeing a full force. It is Luna holding on to just the classic. We see a Marshall, we see a Stinger, and a Guardian as well. So an interesting bonus round here possibility. Cortex is going to be holding this corner close, so he does have the opportunity to find something. The KO knife will spot him out, though, and he is going to be forced out of U-Haul.
Again, looking like it's going to be the A push again. They're pushing, same thing. Showers, you got some short. Meteor checking every corner, not knowing that Luna's going to be right on her left.
Yeah, and holding actually a great angle here. Knows he's there, but just chokes the shots. Isn't able to finish him off, but still, it's just those two players left in showers now for the side of Peaky Blinders. They might be trying to rotate out here, potentially get the spike down for those little bit extra creds they can get going into the round 3. But realistically, your goal when you're down in the bonus, you want to be able to take down as many guns as possible and have to force them to reinvest as hard as they can.
Looks like Unstoppable really just trying to get out of this situation here, not trying to get killed and trying to go accompany Meteor to B site. And I mean, at this point, what can they do? It's a 4v2 again, just like last game. Meteor pushing on a site by himself. And see what he can do here.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, Hudson having this lockdown with the Marshall. He's going to spot him out. Just like that, Meteor's going to drop. The only one remaining for the Peaky Blinders' back sight. And there is no point to save as he just has that classic, but you really want to try and find that 1-2 exit frags to get rid of the guns. But at 4 HP, just not able to do it. He gets the dink onto Quartic, but not able to take the gun out of his hands.
Again, yeah, just the same thing. Looked like it was going to be a good execute, but Peaky Blinders really just not being able to get on the site. Team He really holding it down and not letting them come through.
Yep, it will be the full force for rifles, though, as you would expect here in the round 3, and the side of HEHEHEHA looking pretty comfortable onto their bonus round. You do have Cortic, who might be able to force, but I think he's just going to stay with this classic heavy, which I actually really like. It puts his economy in a really good spot. Even with that Spectre, his economy's still at a really good spot either way. If you're able to take down or if you're able to win this round, if you're HEHEHEHA, this puts you in an amazing spot economy-wise.
Going out.
Peaky Blinders won't be able to buy guns for 2 more rounds. And if you stay alive with these guns, of course you're going to get out-rifled at this point. It would be a fantastic start for the side of HEHEHEHA.
Looks like they were going to do an A execute, but decided to rotate off, possibly. Both going mid.
Yeah,
Chamber holding down Hookah there.
Yeah, full force into Hookah. Method Man to find the first onto Unstoppable. And they actually spot out Spike, so this is going to get the rotations here from the side of HEHEHEHA. But they find the Lurker. It's a 1-for-1 trade. He knows Chambers behind that corner. Just so little HP. Sends out the blind, and it's going to force the rendezvous back. Looking for another. Nothing to come out as the breach stun is there as well. 3 members working towards hookah once again, and it's a Vandal now in Quartic's hands. The rendezvous on the other side there from HEHEHEHA as they're looking for this B execute. Only 2 members back there right now, and both towards tunnels. But this could be the early rotation here from HEHEHEHA.
Great job from Quartic, though, being able to wait here and watch the flankers, the lurkers. I mean, it was very good. He was able to hold down that site. Now, going over the site, maybe he could do the same thing. Swings, 2-2. Oh, we're going to get gunned down by Losha here. Kurosu is going to be able to take it. Flash going to get gunned down by Botniak, almost being able to defend the site, but Peaky Blinders are going to take the round here.
Yeah, and Kurosu is kind of left in the 1v1 right there. When you're left in this 1v1, if you don't know where they are, you don't have information, it's such a questionable decision to try and push out onto site without your rifle out, and he kind of just gets caught with his pants down. And unfortunately for them, that will be Peaky Blinders picking up their first round. They've got to be happy with it, but they lost 4 members at the end of the day. That's 4 rifles gone. The economy is still hurting, and they still can be put out of this if HEHEHEHA is able to hold on to another round. Looking like a hard execute onto B. It's going to be slowed down a little bit there by Kurosu as he is looking to stop this hookah push.
Kurosu playing that breach. Famous for those flashes, not being able to dodge. Gonna get 1 on Meteor, perfect. Gonna ult right on the site, not letting HEHEHEHA go down for the plan. Gonna get a whole bunch of them, and there's 1 left. Ramen in the back. Gonna be able to get 2 with that Spectre. Huge value, but Method Man gonna be able to take him out and defend the site. Peaky Blinders, again, just not being able to secure that site. They were pushing on the site, they got on, but I think really that breach ult really put him in a bad spot. And again, yeah, that economy is still hurting. And hopefully maybe they can get it done for the next round.
And even when they find the trades, it's just not working out for them. So either someone from HEHEHEHA is able to rotate onto the other site, or they just aren't able to start taking map control. They're not pushing out into tube. They're not pushing out into tunnel. They really aren't even checking elbow at this point. They need to try and get onto the other side.
100%.
Get out of my way.
Hudson's flash gonna identify that there are people there. Be long.
Yeah,
Knives. Jet diff from Meteor pushing up Sours.
Yeah, Luna with a very aggressive push there into Showers as well, and maybe just trying to find that early information, but the quick headshot pays dividends. Stodgy Meter looking for a little bit of information on the backside isn't going to find anything either, as 2 members still sitting on A site here for the side of HEHE. They are lurking back and forth. No over rotations just yet, but look at where HEHEHEHA is on the map on B side. They're going all the way around, and they might be able to get behind this Omen and Phoenix.
Doesn't really have an idea that they are right behind him, actually, but they're actually going to re-rotate back. Looks like they're going back B long by Fountain here. Looks like they're going to have a rotation Jet making their way on his site on A. I don't think that HEHEHEHA knows what's happening right now. Peaky Blinders really taking advantage of this A site now. They over-rotated, went to the other side, barely have any defense left on A, letting Peaky Blinders really take control of the site, which is what they needed to get this win.
Kill there onto Kurosu from Ramen. Left in the 2v3, and the tour de force is there. Quick shot from Botniak. He's able to find that, and now it's just the Sky who's so little HP, and it looks like they're thinking about saving, just holding this angle, potentially looking for an exit frag or 2. But once again, an execute onto the A site. That has gone well for Peaky Blinders. They'll be able to pick up their second and keep a couple rifles at the end of the day as well.
Thrifty.
Yeah.
Take the guns.
I think from this round, what I noticed is just HEHEHEHA was just way too quick to rotate off that A site. I mean, when I think it was Meteor, right? Jet went up Showers to go and find some info. Didn't find any info, but still committed to the site, and I think they all did. When they didn't see anything on A, they over-rotated to B, and then after that, it was history. They were able to push on the site, control it, and by the time it was time to play retake, they just couldn't do it. And it was pretty good for Peaky Blinder and helped them up.
Yeah, and the fact that that was a thrifty as well just spells greatness for the economy. Botniak is able to pick up this operator, and it's forcing HEHEHEHA into a save round.
Blinded.
Again, Hudson's flash going to be able to detect someone be long. Holding it right now with that Spectre. Possibly trying to send another flash. Gonna flash them for the swing. Not gonna be able to get one through the smoke. Barely misses the Jet.
Yeah, that was
They're gonna get back on the site.
That was a great early reaction there to throw down that smoke. You knew that you were going to get stunned, so hey, throw down smoke, make it harder to spray through. But they're going to spot out this Jet, and she's going to be concussed. Hudson is taking a little bit of damage to Kurosu. They are able to pick up 2 before they go down. Ramen gets the trade, and Botniak with a quick operator kill, but now left into the 3v3. Trades going back and forth as Hudson's taking another. Botniak is holding this angle really tight, but the smoke has come out there from Luna, potentially looking for that kill, but Botniak is just creeping, looking for the angle. He wants it, but isn't able to find it on Luna just yet. There it is! Just barely sees the arm before the corner, sends out the rendezvous for a potential teleport back. The flick, not there, and Hudson knows better than to re-peek that. He's going to get the cross angle. Oh, guess he doesn't know any better, and Peaky Blinders are able to tie us up at 3.
Yeah, very good round. I mean, for Peaky Blinders, that op definitely helped them. Botniak just holding that garden, just really saying, okay, I'm going to wait here until I see some people peek. I mean, Luna had no idea Botniak was going to be there, took that opportunity, took the op, and at the end, Hudson said, you know what, I might take the duel here, because it was the last man alive. You had to take the duel. But at the end of the day, he wasn't able to do it. That op really having lots of value that round.
Yeah, Botniak picks up a 3K there, and you know, at the end of the day, you might have been able to use your Sky Flash or try and get something else going, but not able to do it nonetheless. They are going to find that nobody here is down B long, so going to try and go for this slow push as the execute is slowly going onto A here for the Peaky Blinders.
2 going down showers and 3 going down short. Looks like they're going to meet right here at Link.
Yeah.
Let's see how this is going to go.
This is going to be a firefight and a half. One goes down. Kurosu's able to get a kill. Looking now for the second. They know they're on both sides. Got to be careful of the stuns here as well, as Hudson's going to send out the dog for information. Now you know that the operator's there. This flashes, this stuns. Botniak's able to trade 1-for-1. It's going to be another quick flash. But you got to remember, this side of HEHE is literally the defender's side. You're picking so aggressively, and the missed shot from the operator, Botniak is going to drop.
Back on A side, it looks like they are pushing on to try to get this pick. I mean, to get this site down. Quartic turning at the worst time, right when he hears the bomb too. Didn't hold the angle and got punished for it. 2 on site right now. We're going to have HEHEHEHA trying to play retake. 1 playing by box, 1 playing in lamps. Both trying to play together. Beautiful dash in there by Luna. It was very nice. Trying to find the last one, not knowing that he's playing lamps right now. Could be right behind him. Oh no, this is... He's coming up.
He's going to tap the bomb here as Hudson and Unstoppable holding the same angle. And the kill's going to be there. No, Luna runs out of knives, and Unstoppable gets 2 and clutches the round for Peaky Blinders.
Ah, those knives. I mean, as a Jet main myself, it's those knives are so helpful. And just not being able to pull them off, like, will literally just make it so you can't win the round. Beautiful picks here. That one op shot was going to be able to... Hudson's going to be able to capitalize off that and take that chamber out. And that was a beautiful dash and updraft by the Jet when she was able to... Luna was able to come in there.
Yeah, and when you're playing a game such as a tactical shooter that is Valorant, you're always holding these angles that you expect them to be. That's really the power of Jet. Able to updraft, able to get these dashes into areas you have just no idea they're there. Cortic in a very interesting position, but the fact that they're on a save round here, I really like this. You can try and go for this classic right click. It doesn't hear Losha above him, though. And it is just a game of chess right here. Who's going to be the first person to move forward? Kurosu. They're able to find a headshot onto Ramen.
Losha still holding lamps. And Quartic still holding the box. They haven't seen each other yet, which is pretty interesting. Botniak here going to go for the peek. The right click's not going to connect. Vandal's going to be able to take down Quartic right there. Botniak pushing up lamps. Meteor able to take out Method. We have 2 coming in from spawn.
Spike planted.
Kurosu with the flash. They're going to flash out from heaven. And they're all going to swing together. 4 on site versus the 3. Let's see how this is going to go. Sending out a Tremor.
Last player standing.
Oh, so unfortunate right there. Meteor's going to chase down Luna and fought 2 different ways. I thought Kurosu might have seen the gun barrel there, coming around that corner on that box, but unfortunately they just didn't and will drop for it. Now we look at the KDs right now. A clear distinction between both the carries for both teams. Botniak currently 11-4-1, closest being Meteor 7-6-0, and same thing with Kurosu, currently 12-6-1 with Method Man 6-5-0. And these two players are really controlling the pace of this game.
I mean, from what I'm seeing from them, they're getting very, very important picks, and they're taking space for their team. Botniak's on that op. You don't want to mess with him. About that, he's really having that op, taking that opportunity to use the teleport to come back here. That op, that chamber op is just very, very good. When you know how to use it. Holding it. Flash from Kurosu. They're not going to be able to get any info off that. Possible. Another flash from Kurosu coming up.
Right there.
Is the trade, and Kurosu so deep inside here as 4 members are able to find that execute. This Omen smoke, he is able to spot the gun barrel, but Botniak not able to connect on the shots. Kurosu takes him down. Spike is still down as you have 3 versus 2. Kurosu on the retake. Still just about full HP, but you gotta remember that it looks like it was a light shield buy here. Trade goes out. Kurosu able to find the headshot. Not before losing a lot of HP, leaving them just at 6. And Quartic will be the next one to drop. Stodgy Meteor. More than enough damage to finish him off. And now it's gonna be Peaky Blinders with a 6-3 lead.
Meteor really did so much in that round. Going up 4 kills there. A 4K was just what they needed, and they're able to take that. And it was pretty nice. We're going to have a timeout starting here from HEHEHEHA here. Trying to see what's going on.
And I think this is a great spot to try and call your timeout. You've lost a couple in a row. You had that eco round the round before, and then you lost your rifle round. So take a step back, reevaluate what you need to do, because whatever you're doing right now isn't working, and a lot of it is just not winning your ones. It's also just been this consistent over-aggression we see out of HEHEHEHA. It just looks like they're trying to ego them. They're pushing out of hookah. They're pushing deeper into basically T-spawn. And you're on defense. You don't need to do that. You can play back. You can play angles. Wait for them to come to you. And with so much utility usage, such as that Omen, such as that Sky, and such as that Breach, you can afford to play slow.
Again, it's just, that's it. That's exactly what you said. The defensive side, you can afford to play slow on the defense, wait for them to push up. And there's so much util. You could smoke things off. You can hold angles if you're playing with Chamber. Flashes, and Jet, obviously being the destructive duelist she is, can take fights. But the whole team can just stay on site. Doesn't have to do that. And we'll see if possibly this is what they do this round, because that would be very helpful for them.
Yep, but round number 10 here in map number 1. We'll have to see if that timeout for HEHEHEHA is going to be able to do anything. So he's going to be the operator on Botniak once again. He's actually going to opt for a Frenzy as the secondary. I really like the choice. Finds a quick spray, as it is a 1-for-1 trade. It looked like that was in showers. And once again, I mean, HEHEHEHA is just so far up in showers. They don't want to give off any of these angles. And sure, I like that, but there's no need to overpeak. There's no need to be so aggressive that you're the one with Peaker's advantage.
Spike planted.
Definitely just don't have to be pushing up that far. I mean, yeah, seeing Sky all the way up there was just like, you know, if the Omen, if Ramen did get a pick on Hudson, it would have meant so much for Peaky Blinders and would have been able to get that site. Fortunately for Peaky Blinders, didn't happen. Trying to get on site here. They're on site and trying to play retake. Not really being able to. Actually getting on, being able to get all of them. You got one coming hookah, one coming along. Hold that angle. Gonna miss that op shot. Ramen gonna get 2 from hookah, looking to get the last one on site right there. He saw Method Man earlier. He's saying, okay, can I get this pick? They're gonna play time, and he won't be able to get the defuse. Another round for Peaky Blinders. Pretty nice.
He's gonna have to say if they were able to get on site pretty free there, and I did like what they did to allow him to get on site. Okay, let's not sacrifice anybody else. Let's play the retake. Sure, that's perfectly fine. But when you end up in a situation where you have those 3 members, you can't be looking the same direction. They got shot from hookah where Ramen was, and it was essentially 2 free kills as both players there from HEHE were just lined up. Unfortunate break for them, but now 7-3 as we're nearing the end of this first half.
And it's just about team coordination and just playing a bit more slow. Didn't have to both look at that garden. You know, one could have been looking hookah, one could have been looking garden, and Method Man on site could have been helping one of them. But obviously, that's what won in the round.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Meteor, wow, quick operator. Didn't even think about using that dash. Is just straight egos. I'm now looking towards site as all 4 or 5 members going to pile on here. Method Man waiting in the wings elbow, and Meteor gonna take this off angle. I love this off angle. Method Man gonna try and wait some time, wait for his teammates to get here. But you've got nobody on the flank with the 2 operators, especially coming out of elbow. Oh no, does Method Man not see it? And he finally spots him out. He's able to get 2, but Peaky Blinders still able to pick up the round at the end of the day.
Again, that first pick
Last round before the
that Meteor was able to get long was super helpful. It helped them be able to push up long and really take control of that site. And again, that was just a quick round, quick and easy. Not much strategy there. That pick opened up so much space. That's essentially what a duelist wants to do. You know, a duelist wants to open space for their team to push on site. And this is exactly what Meteor was able to do there. Perfect.
Yeah, great execution. It's great team play there as well. As soon as they got that pick, they full sent on the site. You have the Phoenix with the smokes, and you have the Omen with the smokes, able to just commit on the site. Wherever you get that pick, okay, it's going to force that rotation. B is one of those weird sites where you kind of have to actually like flank it if you really want to retake it, because elbow is just so hard to come out of.
%. Hudson not going to be able to get a pick on Ramen, going to be able to take him down. He's going to go back showers. Got a lot of people on him. So much Jutsu being used on him here. He's trying to get out and help his team, but there's not much he can do. Kurtik really being able to... Ooh, and there we go. A jet battle in the air. That looked like some Dragon Ball stuff, man. That was crazy. 2 jets up there trying to fight each other. That was pretty cool.
Thought I turned on the TV for a second, but they were up there all right. But 9-3 here for Peaky Blinders. Now on to the defense here for HEHEHEHA, and you gotta question, what do they need to do differently here on the defensive side? It's not like their composition is a lot more defensive, maybe other than that breach, and it works really, really well for retakes. But at the end of the day, takes, but at the end of the day, it's 9-3. You lost a lot of rounds, and if you lose this pistol, you're almost guaranteed losing the next one, so you're giving up that bonus, and it would be just 11-3.
That's right. We're gonna see an A execute from Peaky. I mean a B execute, my fault. Wow, okay, Banya gonna be able to get a pick there, beautiful, and gonna be able to teleport away. Unstoppable with the flash hookah, gonna be able to get 1. Get him with the frenzy. Fight between Kurosu. They're holding the corner. Unstoppable, gonna get the spike dropped. Down in hookah. Last one we know just came out of garden. We're able to get 3 with that ghost. Knowing last one is right there. I don't know what Unstoppable's gonna be able to do. Yeah, this is looking. Yeah, go ahead.
Hudson's got a lot of time to work with here. He had just over a minute, so you can try and take one of these off angles. I think Unstoppable's peeking it, but he's peeking it with a frenzy, if anything. So if Hudson's able to find one of these off angles, one of these individual 1v1s, and force himself to 1v1, it'd be huge. But both of them are going to spot him out. He's not going to be able to use any abilities, and Meteor just says, okay, I'll just run away at this point. But now just under 30 seconds on the clock, and time is ticking against Hudson. He's going to try and throw out this pop flash, but this spike sitting in the hookah just puts him in such an unfortunate position where he is going to have to force now than later.
And I mean, in this position,
One enemy remaining.
Peaky Blinders doesn't have to do anything, but Hudson just pushing up there. Meteor having to defend the side with only 9 seconds left. Not going to notice that Meteor went tube. And Meteor's going to be able to get the pick off Hudson. Bit of BMing here. But yeah, it was just very, very good from Peaky Blinders, holding the spike, not having to play that aggressively at all. Hudson did have to play aggressive, and he got the pick on Unstoppable Heaven. And talking about Unstoppable, Unstoppable had a big, outcome, or impact, I should say, on this round. I mean, was able to get 3 in hookah. Very, very good on him. Spike did drop, and that's essentially what was able to win them the round.
Yeah, and timeout going to be called here by the attacking squad, as after that round win, actually. And they're just looking they're just looking to cement themselves into this game. Talking about, or excuse me, it was actually called by HEHEHEHA. So, still, you lose that pistol, you got to question, do we force as well? You force, you win, you're looking fantastic. But if you force and lose, that would essentially be the game. Whether or not you like it, because you'll lose at least one more round after. You're not going to have the opportunity to force rifles. But I think in this situation, you really don't want to let them get to 11 and try and take that risk on the bonus.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely agree.
Looks like a couple light buys across the board. I like the 2 sheriffs, a little bit of armor for themselves as well. They're not going to go for this full force, but rather just a nice light buy. But I mean, you look at the side of Peaky Blinders, they've got a judge, 2 judges, actually, a couple specters and a stinger. If the side of HEHEHEHA are able to pick up this round, it puts them in a great spot economically going into next. But first, they're going to have to win the round, and these judges are strong. Botniak picks down 2. He's got Spike as well, and all the members of the Peaky Blinders are rotating over.
Judges just were able to take out, people in hookah. That's what the shotguns do. Hold a corner, hug the wall, and you're able to get those easy picks.
You might actually know Method Man's here after he picked up that ultimate orb. Makes just a little bit of sound as Stodgy Meteor
One
does
enemy
get
remaining.
the pick as well. And Method Man looks like he might have just been turned the other way. Gets taken down by Losha. Kurosu, the only one remaining, and they have the Sheriff trying to maybe get a pick or 2, get rid of some of these rifles. But when you're in a situation like this, it's just so hard to really try to do anything at all. You're really just looking for these exit frags.
Losha able to get the flash. Ooh, the head tap.
30 seconds left.
Gets the first, looking for another flash out. It's going to be swung onto Botniak, but hey, that is a judge. It's pretty hard to beat up close. And Botniak will get the 3K.
That's the thing with those judges, man. They had so much just value that round. I mean, the 2 picks hookah at the beginning of the round were able to bring the numbers down from 5 to 3, and that made it much easier for Peaky Blinders to get this. And at the end, again, a judge was able to get Kurosu. And they were coming out the flank, and again, judge just able to take those fights. You can still run and gun with it, don't have to be too accurate. And that's how the judge works, yeah.
Yeah, the straight run and gun really throws people off as well, because you're kind of expecting to not move, and you line up your cursor, and well, that just didn't happen there. It is going to be the KO knife to spot out the members from HEHE on a site. I do believe Losha actually popped ultimate here. Does have the judge looking to get in deep, does spot out Luna, but is going to go down for it.
Luna after that pick, knowing no one else is going to be following them. Or maybe. Luna's still having some doubts. Kurosu going to be pushing up showers. Going to be using that flash meter, not expecting it probably. Very slow. Now they know they're going showers, pushing up. Kurosu clearing out the corner. Meteor's in the corner here. Meteor's kind of stuck, doesn't really know what to do. Going to have to swing it. Not going to be able to take that fight. Unstoppable swing out of there. Going to be able to get 1 pick.
The spike.
I'm just looking for more. They're able to pick up the spike, but in this 1v3, this is what HEHEHEHA needed, as they're able to force a couple things, but it is Botniak with the Tour de France trying to do something, looking for the picks, and he's got the judge as well, who wants to try and play some of these close angles. Holding this one, he's going to get stunned up, and it's going to be a quick swing from Method Man to finish him off. HEHEHEHA finally able to pick themselves up around here in the second half and keep themselves alive here in map 1.
Great team play from that. I mean, they're able to hold down that site there, and once they got it, it was impossible for them to get back on and defuse it for Peaky Blinders. So, I mean, it's good to see taking that time out and, changing up the strat a bit, being able to change a bit what they're doing. And this is looking like it's working for them, getting around here and possibly getting more rounds in the future.
Yeah, and entering has been on point for Peaky Blinders pretty much up until that point. They really weren't able to take control of the site like they had before.
Blocking sight.
Dog's going to be able to spot Meteor in the corner there. And the flash is going to blind Meteor. Meteor gonna have to run out because Hudson is pushing up. Which, whoa, he's gonna come back very aggressive. Hudson said, no, we're not doing any of that. He's gonna get the pick. The wallbang actually right in the corner.
I don't think anyone expected that, myself included, for Meteor just to dive back in there, but that is the opening pick here for the side of Peaky. If they're able to get on site, you've got 3 people here as the Seekers come out as well, looking to get onto Ramen. Grosu knows he's there, and there's the worst one to drop on the bot Ramen. Into Lamps, General Josa not looking the right way, and it's the second for Grosu as the flash is out as well. Spike goes down, and now left into the 4v2 are just the 2 members of Peaky Blinders. They're just spraying every angle they can, trying to keep everything locked down and suppressed. But it is Botniak alive. He's been the star so far for Peaky Blinders, looking for this pick. He's looking for the first. Does spot him out, but the entire side of HEHEHEHA now knows he's here. He's going to counter trade. Kurosu gets his third, but drops to Unstoppable. But now left in this 1v2, and it's such a hard situation. The flash is out, but it doesn't connect, actually. And Verdict turns it around. HEHEHEHA pick themselves up their 5th round.
Again, just he able to play that team play, get the site, hold it down, and block the retake from playing with these nice picks. The team play is looking good. I mean, earlier in the round, we were seeing he playing a lot by themselves, pushing up when they were playing on defense, but now their offense, they're playing really together. When you have someone pushing, they're having kind of like a buddy system. When one's up, you have one with them, and they're always able to take the trade with them. And I mean, that's what happened here. I mean, when Meteor was able to come back out of showers, well, Hudson was there. With Kurosu, and they're both able to manage that. I mean, again, they're just playing like as a team, and it's just I'm glad to see that they were able to do that.
Yeah, and that's one thing I love, like what people say. So if you're like, oh, you baited me, like, no, that's just how the game works. But General Losha completely catches Kurosu off guard. Luna able to trade 2 back though, so forcing it into the 4v3. A Spike goes down onto A one more time, and Unstoppable actually takes down Method Man, puts us in the 4v3, or excuse me, 3v3. Might have sniffed out Botniak, though. He's got the headhunter, and heads are hunted as 2 more fall, and it's only going to be 1 remaining for HEHEHEHA. Vertic is able to find the first. Will he be able to find the second, though? He's going to have the double swing here, and Stodgy Meteor able to take him down. Now looking at map point.
And Botniak just with that headshot, with that head tap, looking great. I mean, of course, yeah, star of the team right now, and he's putting in those headshots, putting in that work, giving his team a lot of value, and it was good to see that.
Yeah, now onto this map point, and economy really not too bad for either team. He did pick up 2 rounds prior, so they're not super uncomfortable with the guns. And yeah, look at this replay here. Botniak was just on it.
Beautiful.
That was a great shot by him.
Don't worry, I'll keep them quiet.
Looks like we're going for a full A push here.
Suppress it.
But we're going to have a few on B rotating over back to A, while Chamber's going to be able to hold that anchor.
Yeah, and they have looked pretty comfortable on A in these last couple rounds. It was just the unfortunate retake there, even in 3v3, but now it is Peaky Blinders' time to shine. You're sitting with this Chamber, who's sitting right next to the Showers teleport. So he's just waiting just for that perfect time. Method Man going to be the first stop. Meteor picks up a second. Just a perfect angle up here. He's going to get flashed, but nobody has peeked out. The smokes are doing their job, and there's another, a 3K for Meteor. Botniak picks up another, but with 1 person remaining, and it's Kurosu. If there was a time to shine, it's right now. But with 3 players barreling down your backside, it's going to be impossible. Map number 1 to Peaky Blinders.
And I mean, during that match, I mean, I learned that Peaky Blinders definitely just being able to play as a team a lot more than HEHEHEHA here. I mean, I saw a lot more team play coming from Peaky Blinders here, and it just worked so well. The chemistry always worked. They were able to get picks, and if one went down, there was always one to trade them. And that's how they won the round, in my opinion. Numbers were always higher than HEHEHA's side because they always had someone there to trade.
Yeah, looked fantastic for them, and especially on that attacking side, they were effectively able to get onto sites and then get the spike down in a timely fashion. Once they were able to do that, they cleared out the backside. They were able to hold aggressive angles that players might have not expected them to take, and it turns out really, really well for them.
I mean, and we did see HEHEHA did shine with a lot of, team play. especially when they were on their attacking side. A lot more team play from them, and I want to see them do that on the next map. You know, I want to see them really come out because they have the potential. They can do it. They just chose not to do it. It seemed like they were a bit uncoordinated, and I think if they want to win this next one and even win the series, they got to pick that team play back up, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they did terrible. It's not like they
Not at all.
weren't getting out a lot of frags. You know, we do look at some of the end of the game stats. Jet towards the bottom, Luna towards the bottom, just not able to get the entry frags that they might have wanted. Getting onto site, of course, a duelist role really is to run in and bait yourself. But sometimes you need to be able to win those 1v1. Sometimes you need to be able to try and get that entry. And unfortunately, so far for the side of HEHE, just not working out.
Yeah, I mean, again, Botniak, to me, star player, was able to get so much value out of the gun, so much value out of his util. That Headhunter was just tapping heads left, right, and center. Beautiful play from him. And yeah, Meteor, same thing. Playing very aggressive, was able to get lots of picks using that util. Those knives, always out, and always being able to get those nice picks with knives. Every time Meteor had his knives out, it was like a 3K, you know, it was a nice, it was good to see. So definitely want to see some more of that, playing very aggressive. That's what I want to see from them.
Yeah, definitely. But with that, we're going to be headed to a quick break. When we're back, will the side of Peaky Blinders be able to close it out, or will Team HEHE send us to a map 3? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
remaining.
Away with you. All set up.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Here, I am so.
Sleep tight.
One enemy remaining.
Away.
Flash. Cancel.
One enemy remaining.
Concussing. Teleport ready.
Spike down A.
Come on, let's go.
Crown.
One enemy remaining.
Banger of a map 1 of HEHEHEHA versus Peaky Blinders, and man, this is actually not the result that I was expecting. I was expecting HEHEHEHA to pull away in the beginning, but looks like map 1 got dropped. So, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, they unfortunately did end up dropping that map. Of course, they're still going to have the opportunity. I believe their next pick here is Icebox. So that was, I believe, their pick. Maybe a lot more comfortable in Icebox when it comes to it at the end of the day, but just a couple of underperforming players and a couple of, as 3K Noah has said a lot, the synergy just isn't there from a lot of players. They aren't trading. They aren't playing with what you've said is a buddy system really, really well, that we've seen the side of oh man, I'm throwing out names. The side of Peaky Blinders do so far.
Yeah, it's just didn't see the synergy. But on a map like Icebox, a bit more open, especially on that B side. Hoping to see a bit more chemistry, because if you don't got that chemistry on those open maps, you're looking for spray transfers, easy picks, stuff like that. And especially A, on attack side, you got to be coordinated. There's no way you can take that side if you're not coordinated when playing solo. So this is what I need to see from HEHEHEHA this round, or this map, because if they're not playing together, I don't know. I think Peaky Blinders might just be able to take the second one and win the series.
Yeah, if you watched any of the VCS or VCT games today from the grand finals, PaperX went A on this site or on this map pretty much every single round. I think it might have been 11 of the 12 rounds, and their execution, of course, was flawless throughout most of it. It was just a struggle for the other team to try and defend. And if you're one of these teams that are super comfortable at the end of the day when it comes down to pushing a site on Icebox, that is a really, really hard site to retake and a really easy site to defend once you're on it, because there are really only so many points of entry. And on a site, there are just so many corners that people can be lurking.
That's why I'm hoping to maybe see, initiators here being able to get these, because again, there's so many corners that people could be peeking from. I mean, there's maze, there's the corner behind generator, there's under rafters, all those things. So hopefully on this map pick, we're going to see people like Breach that are able to clear out sites. Even people like Fade possibly, might just get the Fade pick out here. Scout out sites. Sova initiators really do a lot on that A site, and that's what we're hoping to see on this Icebox map too.
Yeah, and of course, talk a little bit about Bind real quick. We do want to give a shout out to our player of the map. It's going to be Botniak on the chamber.
100%.
Just had so many fantastic picks. The shots, the tour de force was there, and it was alive. Fantastic plays from him and helping his team to get off to a 1-0 start here in the series.
100%. I mean, I was watching him. It seemed like he just didn't miss a shot. He was on target every single time. Headhunter, that util, was just able to get so much value, especially when it came time to be a bit on an eco round. He had to use that gun to get the picks on flanks, whatever it was, a flank, a defense. He was always able to get the pick. and whether it was aggressively, defensively. I mean, it was really good. I'm hoping to see a bit more from that. Looks like he will be coming back on the chamber. Looking like it might be the chamber pick here.
Yeah, looks like he's pretty comfortable here on this chamber. And yeah, we certainly saw it the previous time around. This time around, though, a couple of switch ups. Luna is going to be on the Viper, Kurosu on the Jet this time around,
Select
and
your
Hudson
agent.
instead of the Sky will be the chamber to go up versus Botniak.
Seeing Cortic getting off the Omen, you know, and getting on the Breach, I feel like that's going to be interesting. Luna here taking the controller role as the Viper. And yeah, Hudson hopefully going to be able to get those nice picks. Hudson was the Sky last round. You know, we're going to see him more playing that you know, the operator, that headhunter. But can he really outdo Botniak? You know, that was our player of the game last game. Can he outdo him? Botniak again on the chamber. Hopefully he can have that same performance that he had that last round.
Yeah, most certainly. And as we load into this one, I want to ask you, what's your prediction for this one?
Man, I just think right now, from what I've seen from the team play and knowing that Icebox is a team player map, I think Peaky is going to be, or Peaky Blinders, I think is going to be able to take this map, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Again, that's just my opinion. I mean, he could come out with some crazy team synergy. They had some time to talk in between the game, or maybe they came up with a different strategy. Maybe they're also just very comfortable on Icebox, and we'll just have to see.
Certainly we'll have to see. And, you know, if Peaky Blinders has shown us anything with their teamwork, it's going to show well on attack, as they will be the first team to attack HEHE on the defense. And as we get into map number 2 here, we'll have to see, of course, HEHE need to win it to stay in the tournament. We're in map 2 on Icebox. Already, the pistols, the pushes are there. The A execute. I like what Botniak's doing here in the corner. He's going for the lurk, looking for anybody rotating. And this is one of those things about Valorant a lot of people I feel like don't understand is you can push really aggressively, take some map control, and then back off. You can play slow. You can go the other way. Botniak actually gets picked off by Luna, though. Oh, the quick classic headshot. And the rotation is actually going to be there to try and match that lurker. But noise still being made as Peaky is trying to get onto this site. And Cortic, the only one on. He's going to go down first. But Ramen and the rest of the squad are actually just going to rotate out, though. And I really like these mind games that we're seeing from Peaky.
Peaky really getting on the site. Meteor going to be able to take control of Nest here. It looks like they might have to play a retake from HEHEHEHA. Sagewell going up, and that bomb is going down, or should I say the spike is going down. Sagewell is just crazy here. We're able to take control of that site. We have here Method Man being able to come from mid, pushing up. KO diff potentially here. Barely gonna miss him.
Player standing.
Sabo gonna be able to get 2 with this frenzy.
He just doesn't find the angle he wanted. Unstoppable. This push through the smoke's gonna be there, and Ramen takes down Luna. Gives the 1-0 lead to Peaky here on Icebox. And I love the rotations, even on the pistol round. The pistol round's one of those rounds you usually expect a hard push. You expect a hard execute because it's okay, let's play fast. Let's play as hard as we can into it sight, and then it's so easy to defend. But you can still play those mind games. You get a pick, full rotate out towards the B side. And that's exactly what Peaky did. Worked out really well for them. And now they're going to have the opportunity for another on the bonus round.
That is definitely what worked. I mean, they were able to take control so easily. You know, Meteor going up in the nest, taking control of the site, while Sage is able to put that wall down and plan, which really won them the round there.
Now
Meteor pushing
another
up on rafters.
A execute. They're lurking their way on. Meteor gets up into the rafters here. He's looking for those pieces. The smoke drops. Frags potentially are there as he's deep in his sight, but he's going to get flashed up. Teammates there to help to push him through. Botniak with the first kill on Kurosu as Method Man is running low on the rafters. A great spray from Meteor to take one down. Method Man just has to stay alive, and a nice little one-way spot for Hudson is going to put it into the 3v4, but look at the HP on both these players. Not Luna. Method Man was low. He gets taken down. Hudson just sub 10 HP. And with the help of Luna, it's going to be so hard to do anything. Gonna throw out the corrosive gas, but no, someone's behind him. And Bot Ramen to finish it off. Peaky take their bonus in style with 4 people alive.
Yeah, pretty good round from there for Peaky. Said like they did the opposite of last round. Last round they got their pick and they dipped away the other side rotation. This time they just said, you know, we're gonna push on. We're gonna get on this side. They got on the site, took control, and it worked out for them for that second win of the game.
Now the opportunity for full rifles across the side of HEHE. Luna, yeah, should be able to. And I really do like the Viper pick. It's not something you see that often in competitive, but on a map such as Icebox, where your ulti can actually lock down the entirety of A site, can lock down a very large portion of B site as well. It works really well, but a quick pick on the Jet is going to give HEHE the advantage in this round so far. As Kurosu has got the movement. He knows exactly where he wants to be and when he wants to be there.
Good work.
They're really not letting them get on this site right here. Mollies, flashes, whatever they can do. Boniak's not taking no as an answer, though. He's going to push up into nest. Possibly going to try to find Method Man, who's up there chilling on the other nest. They're all holding down that side, holding angles, and they say, you know what, we're not going to push this side. We're going to go ahead for the quick rotation.
Yep. Slowly rotating out of A site. I believe that was Hudson finding the information mid that they're rotating. So it is going to be HEHE on the full rotate over. Going to leave the Brim to, the Breach to try and spot him out. KO does spot out Botniak, and he gets taken down by Caruso. With a spike, still going to go down. Full rotation finally coming in from HEHE, as they're going to have to play the retake, but they are up a member. They are able to find another Method Man with the kill onto Bot Ramen, and only 2 people remaining here for the Peaky Blinders on the backside. The Sage Wall is there, and certainly have to play around it, but with this Spectre, I think Jet's above him? I think he might have been, but Rosu drops, and finally he finishes up the last player. Now, gives them the 2-1.
Good team play from here again, just being able to push on this site. And I mean, to get this retake, I mean, and then Peaky just, you know, tried to push on A site, didn't really work. He was holding angles. We had one back site, we had one on top of left gen. They were really holding that site down, so they said, you know, we're going to take this rotate. And rotate just didn't work. He was able to get that retake off after that plant and just defuse the bomb.
Yeah, and I like the idea, but it's such a weird round number 3, because some of you are still on Spectres, some of you are on rifles, and at the end of the day, they end up losing it, but it gives them the opportunity to put Botniak on this operator. He's able to pick up the operator, and we've seen how comfortable he is on it. It looks like it's going to be another A execute.
Defense is looking kind of spread out. KO holding that mid angle, trying to see if someone's going to be able to come and peek that. Even the attacking side is just kind of split. They haven't committed fully to a site. Some are going B, some are going A. It's not really sure exactly what they're doing just yet. But it looks like they are going for the rotate over A.
And I like how they play here. They're playing default. They're looking for those picks. You know, we've seen HEHE play on defense, and some of them play really aggressive, you know, as we saw pushing out of showers on bind or things such as that. So they were certainly one of the more aggressive on the defending side. This time around, it's a lot more slow. It's a lot more concise, but the full execute onto A is here as Peaky Blinders enter the second part of site. Ortic going to be trading. He actually sees Losha as the stun and a bit of damage are going to come out, but not before the spike goes down, and it's going to have to be the retake, but Botniak is there. He's got the operator and forces it into 3v3. Caruso now with the knives. Spots out Moiser. Slowed down. 60 HP. Not able to connect. Finally able to connect on the knives. Dashes away into backside now. Looking for the shots. Isn't there. Vandal is. Caruso with the triple. The 3K. The defuse is there as well. And a 4K for Caruso as he ties it up at 2.
Caruso, beautiful play from them there. Like, it was just those knives. When you got them knives, and this is what I want to see from a Jet. Play aggressive. Don't be scared to push up, because you have that dash to escape if you needed to. I mean, he used it more right when he didn't get those knives up on the belt. He was able to go back to around spawn and still get those picks. And that's the beauty of Jet. You can get in those off angles. You can get in those risky situations without, you know, any risk, pretty much.
Yeah, and
Beautiful
Peaky,
4K.
yeah, Peaky there were able to take the site, but at the end of the day, they didn't take any map control out of it. They knew exactly where everybody was from Peaky. They were just sitting back site, and Hudson with the tour, though, Force able to find the first pick. Another one onto Luna, as it's a soft buy here for Peaky. They do spot out another, the Spectre, the run and gun. You gotta love it sometimes. As Ramen is able to trade one back, force it to 3v4. Botniak, they get flanked. He tries to take Rendezvous. He knows he's getting shot, but it's not going to matter as Method Man cleans up 2. And the last one over to Method Man with the 3K. Another win here for HEHE.
Again, they just had that push. They were going to go mid, and well, just didn't really work for them because Method Man was able to come right for the flank and get 3 picks off that little 3K. Was super clean. I mean, that's where when you have Sage and a Chamber on your team, you're playing those Sentinels who are able to, be able to detect those flanks, especially Chamber. Should be coming into play, but I guess it didn't because Method Man just came in and swept it up, cleaned it up with that little 3K there.
Yeah, another fantastic round for them.
You want to play?
Now they're
Let's
very comfortable in
play.
the economy, and Peaky Blinders on the other side just haven't looked exactly as they used to.
That's
They
just right.
haven't had the chemistry. We don't see a lot of the trading we used to see as people are a bit more spread out across the map, and it's kind of hurt them. Now looking for the slow A execute, but you have 3-4 members from HEHE already over here. KO Ultimate gonna get popped open. Bot Ramen teleporting up top as the plant goes down. Caruso able to pick up 1 and 2 out of the rafters. Ramen's there. He gets the flank onto Method Man, but not before Caruso's able to find another trade. I believe that's the 3rd. And Botniak, he's been doing incredibly well, but when you're pushing a site like this, it's so hard to get anything done. Though, forced into the 2v2 now, and Botniak is holding every angle we can. A lot of time left, still 50 seconds.
Ready.
Unstoppable is there. Sends out the Rendezvous and the Viper's Pit as well. They've got the spike down. Botniak gonna be spotted out.
One enemy remaining.
That was the knives down. Caruso with this 3rd. They're looking for their 4th, but I think Spike was grabbed by Botniak. Yes,
30
it was,
seconds
and
left.
he is going to book it to this B site. But look who's doing it as well. It's the Viper. Might catch up with this knife out.
Teleport's ready.
Luna?
Spike planted.
Oh, the timing isn't there, but Botniak, you're not facing the right way. He actually gets around the corner. Are you kidding me? Botniak stays alive, but just barely. But they know 2 people are here. They're gonna send out the poison orb on top of the spike. There's 1. Botniak takes out Caruso. The defuse still available. A couple shots through with the classic don't connect. And it looks like Luna might try and stick this defuse. Is he gonna be able to find the shot? Not in time. He gets the flick, but it doesn't matter. He pick up another round.
Luna, I think that's what happened there with the whiff. Not able to eliminate Botniak. Really just gave Botniak that time to go there. Just, recollect his thoughts. Okay, what am I going to do here? Being able to pick off Kurosu. And then, But at the end of the day, Luna still said, you know what, I'm going to get this defuse. And it was nice from them. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. It was just, yeah, that just to me, it was just crazy that I just saw that whiff. It was just like, oh, man.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, not something you wanted to see, but it kind of worked out at the end. Everybody dies, but your economy wasn't too bad, but looks like it might be a hard force on a B here. Meteor on the shot with Luna. Quick right click to clean up. Says, thanks for the Vandal. I'm going to backside looking for more kills. Using the smoke effectively. Looking for someone. There's the first, as Ramen has actually taken down Method Man on the top side. Russo is going for the hard peek. He's got the op, and there's the drop. Now pulls out the knives, looking to push on the spike. As it is down and it is ticking. The rest of HEHE have to look for this retake as another knife shot goes out. Nothing comes out of it, but the operator still available. Just unlucky timing right there as he throws out the smoke. And unfortunately, looks like it freezes for a second for us. I don't know what's going on. 2 kills actually to Peaky. And only 1 remaining. It's Quartic. Picks up 1. The spray. It's not theirs. Unstoppable cleans up. Teammates to themselves. And Peaky are able to pick up their first round in the last 3.
And again, that's just what I love to see from Peaky. Meteor pushing up right on the site. But you know what? When Jet pushes on the site, when a duelist pushes on the site, they need their team with them. And Peaky, again, just able to show that beautiful teamwork, that beautiful chemistry, and it just came all together and won them the round. I mean, like that Jet Meteor just going straight back. When he got on site, got that pick, took the space for the team. That's what a duelist does. Went back site, tried to find Kurosu. Unfortunately, Kurosu was able to take Meteor out, but, you know, other than that, it was just beautiful team play.
Yeah, and now Peaky feeling a little bit more comfortable and going for actually another BX. They've been struggling on A throughout the day, all day long, and we said, okay, if we can just go B and make it work, barely, but make it work, we'll do that. Shot there, Opry actually going to leg Caruso. He's going to go for the counter pick, and just a quick tap from Caruso. Ooh, question mark in chat as well. Either way, Spike gonna go down. Quick flash. Method Man looking for the peak. There it is. Takes down Bot Ramen. Looking for more. Gets behind Yellow. Might be able to find different off angles. The fakes there. The defuse. Another shot, but the only one remaining now is Caruso lurking up here just out of kitchen. And over at the ropes. Players from Peaky can play this really slow as they might look for the hard peek. There's the fake. There's the drop from Losha. And it's all tied up at 4.
Yeah, there, Crosu wasn't able to do much with that 30 HP. Tried pretty well. But as soon as he saw that KO knife, he said, you know what, I'm going to make sure and I'm going to take this angle here, but wasn't able to do it because at that 30 HP again. Timeout looking like it's starting over here for HEHEHEHA.
Yeah,
They
and
lost a couple of rounds, and looks like it's a good time for them to take that timeout.
Yeah, and if you have timeouts, you know, may as well take them. You know, sometimes you want to save them to a lot later in the game, maybe back after half or something along those lines. But, you know, after you win 4, you lose 2, you're going to drop them real quick. And there it is. There's the timeout. And you know, the discussion is, what do you do different? You know, the side of Peaky has been going A, losing. They decide to go B, oh, and they win 2 in a row. Do you want to try and switch who's on B? Do you want to try and maybe do something different on your rotation or the retake? These are all questions for HEHE that they're going to have to answer in this timeout.
That's exactly what they'd be discussing right now. I mean, what's been working on that A site, not really working on that B side. Again, Peaky able to get that chemistry together and really able to, you know, just shine bright on that B side. Everything's open and just able to take those wins, those rounds.
Our timeout finishes it up. He's still got an extra 15 seconds pre-game to talk about exactly what you wanted to do. But you look at the economy here from HEHE dropping down a little bit, actually. But it is still going to be a Jet with a Sheriff, which is really something to be trifled with. Classics, light armors across the board. But straight rifles for the side of Peaky Blinders.
Looks like it's going to be a quick B execute, but that Sage is still chilling on that other side. Ain't going to be able to get that pick and a rotate off that.
Look at where the Spike is as well. They drop Spike back in spawn, and now it's going to be all members of Peaky Blinders going towards A side. There are 3 people sitting on B here for HEHE, and I think they might have finally figured this one out. They didn't really get the information, and what now it is the slow orb goes out, but it is Caruso having to look for these picks here with the Sheriff. They spot him out the other side as well, as Caruso is just in such a tough spot. Meteor's actually able to get the kill onto Method as well, as Hudson's able to use the Headhunter to click some heads, takes out Botniak, but doesn't check his corners as Ramen picks up another. Still playing it safe, his Spike is down. You don't have to play too aggressive as Meteor is able to take down Caruso, forces it into the 1v3 as Luna gets another. But there's the drop-in shot, says Meteor. I'll take that. And Peaky Blinders with their first lead this game.
Very cool strategy. All of them went to push B except for one. They left the spike in spawn so that if you know, Sage was to die, then the spike would be able to get retrieved. And at the same time, they didn't take the spike with them because I think their plan the whole time was to push that A site, faking that B site. Everyone rotated over the B site. You can already hear the HEHEHEHA comms. Oh yeah, they're coming B. They're coming B. You know what? Sage gonna get that pick, and they're all gonna rotate over to A to get that easy finish, that easy plant. And they're gonna be able to get the round. That's good. That's what won the round. Really, that was a good strategy.
Doing fantastic. It was not a bad eco, though, by any means here for HEHE, as they still were able to drop a couple of rifles. Every member does end up dying at the end of the day, so you're not going to carry any into the next round, but you are able to go for these full buys into round number 10. And you want to be able to tie this up before half, but it's a full commit here on the A for the Peaky Blinders. So that is going to be the Breach. Ultimate goes out. Caruso is able to capitalize on that, taking Losha out, taking Ramen out, and looking for a third, but is finally going to get traded back by Meteor. Hortic is there for another trade, though. Spike is down on site, and now you have to try and get deep onto this site, look for a pick, find the 1v1s where you can, and you're on a minute timer.
They got to get back onto this on the site, get that spike down. But it looks like, you know, he's going to be holding it down. Chamber pushing up here. Onto Maze. Botniak not being able to get back on the side. Great defense from here, knowing they have the spike. Not, you know, not playing too aggressive, just saying they have to come here and get the spike. So let's just play defense. Let's just sit back and see what they do.
Yeah, time running out really quick. Botniak is able to find the kill, but he takes a bit of damage on the backside. But there's another actually on the Method Man. Now looking for more, forces it into the 2v2s. The Poison Orb is sitting on top of that op. The shots are there. Hudson actually forces it into one. This is going to be Spike going down. Gonna have to spot him out. I believe he saw the pistol. Hudson going to go for the swing. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Botniak. Botniak, are you kidding me? You guys had no business winning that round.
Just the spike was on the site, but they said, you know, we're gonna push it anyways. Great team play from Botniak and Unstoppable. Botniak with that op again, just having a lot of value. When you have Botniak on the op, you gotta be careful because he's able to get those quick picks. He was holding down that screens at the end and was able to get that pick on that generator, and it was just that's what really won them the round. Unstoppable able to plant, and that's really that's what won them the round.
Yeah, and what a great play by them. But the issue is, you know, if you're the side of HEHE, you're giving them 1v1s. You are giving your team an opportunity to trade. If you're in this, you have a two-man advantage, don't take the 1v1s. There's no reason to. Oh my gosh, Caruso. Okay, finds the operator on the backside, dashing everywhere and anywhere right now. As Unstoppable's actually sitting in this corner, he might just be terrified of Caruso at this point. But HEHE looking for another round.
You will not kill my ally.
Just the swing. Caruso able to finish him off. The resurrection is there, but it's not going to matter. Caruso, somebody stop this guy. There's the stun, but it's not going to matter. He's got the health of Method Man on the backside, and only one player remaining. It is Botniak, though, and he's got a 3K. Spike down in mid. Players have switched sides here. 2 bullets left in the tour de force. 2 members left alive from HEHE. Let's see what he's going to do here. It is the crossfire opportunities. You have someone sitting all the way back in CT spawn. He's got to be super careful of it. I don't even think he's thinking of it. The shots are there, but it is Hudson finally to swing out, and HEHE finishes it off.
I mean, Caruso just... the knives, when Caruso has the knives, putting Caruso on Jet, very, very good idea. I mean, look, 17 and 8, the next one being 8 and 7. Caruso's putting tons of work. We saw those 3Ks, those 4Ks off those knives, using that dash effectively to either get more kills or to get back into safety. Again, Botniak, though, with that operator, he was super dangerous with his ultimate, and that's ultimately what almost won Peaky Blinders the round. But yeah, that one sitting CT spawn was able to dispose of him.
And Botniak is starting to terrify me at this point. He's doing incredibly well, but Caruso has looked so much more comfortable. And
oh yeah,
Caruso says, "No, I am the carry this time around." Picks up the operator once again, and they are going to be looking for as many picks as they can possibly find. But the first one to drop is we're going into the last round before half. Stodgy Meteor, though, able to find the trade. As Caruso is playing very slow here. Spike is going to be rotated out of A side as Meteor's trying to push. But Luna with the Judge is able to find the kill. He's got the Viper's Pit as well. Can completely block off one of these sites. And it's a Viper with the Judge is things you really got to be scared of.
Especially if, you know, he decides to activate that ult Viper and a Judge in a Viper's Pit. Don't want to mess with that. Looks like Peaky Blinders are pushing up on that A site. Breach playing that nest, but everyone's coming back for that rotation. Gonna get taken down. Caruso playing that backside, looking for that pick behind Jen. And Sage is gonna take that down. Gonna gun that wall down, but they get gunned down by Unstoppable. Luna trying to find his way from mid, while Hudson's kind of struggling rafters. Looks like they know he's coming from screens. Gonna be able to get that one pick on Unstoppable. 2 behind the wall. He's gonna go for the Viper's Pit here with the Vandal. Let go of the Judge. We'll see how he'll be able to do this one.
really low around this corner. Takes down one. Left into the 1v1 now. And Ramen is incredibly low on the backside of this, but time is ticking. And Luna's going to push through and finds the headshot. It's a 4K. And that's going to be HEHE to tie us all up at 6 before half.
Just great play from Luna. You know, being able to take that 3v1 at the end there, was able to come around, knowing that, you know, he was playing kitchen the entire time and said, okay, this time I'm going to play that little lurker, that little flank, and I'm going to come in, and he put so much value for the team there. Super great, super nice. Viper's Pit did just wonders for them and won them the round, to be honest.
Yeah, and a lot of Vipers, it'll be at the start of a round, they'll just drop their Viper's Pit. They'll say, okay, we're blocking off this site, doesn't matter, you guys go defend the other side. No, Luna held onto it for so long, and it worked out fantastic for them. As we are able to tie up, as map 2 is neck and neck right now. Peaky Blinders want to finish it off. They want to move on 2-0, looking to be one of the most dominant teams in this tournament, but HEHE is not giving up just yet.
Looks like he's playing a lot more comfortably on this icebox. I'm seeing a lot more teamwork from them. These pushes are really cohesive. They're coming together, and it looks good. So let's see what they have for us right here.
Heavy stack onto A side here for Peaky Blinders. They know they're going to look for it. There's one kill from Stodgy Meteor. He's looking for a second. Isn't able to find it as it is forced into the 3v3. Luna caught without a gun out, but it doesn't matter. Losha isn't able to finish off the kill. And now Spike going down here for HEHE as they're on their attacking side, forcing the 2v1 with Botniak. One bullet left, but it's not going to matter because Hudson's going to take him down before he can even get it off. Unstoppable now in the 1v2. They would love to pick up this pistol round. They had to have heard him right there. The Headhunter available. The shots go out. It takes Hudson down a little bit. The corrosive is there, and it's so hard to deal with. It's not going to matter. Luna with the hard swing and takes him down. HEHE pick up the pistol.
Again, great team play from them, and that's what I was looking for, and that's what they're delivering. You know, looking good right now. You know, they're all playing together. They're playing. You know, off contact. I mean, that last corrosive at the end made sure that Unstoppable had to go the other way, making sure they're just playing these 1v1s, these 2v1s in very smart situations. From what I'm looking for on Peaky Blinders side, but yeah, this is looking good.
Yeah, looking fantastic right now. And HEHE on their bonus are going to go for the full A push. It's looking like going to be spotted out by this KO knife. They are going to slow it down a little bit, try and take their time. I think Losha is setting up a sage wall here. Indeed he is. Going to be instantly taken out on the right side, but it puts them effectively in this funnel if they want to try and enter. And it is going to be HEHE potentially looking for the counter rotate. He's going to actually spot out Botniak, and Caruso is going to take him down.
Caruso almost looking like that, just like, you know, mechanic aim. He's looking at the heads, he's tapping them. That's what he's doing with his knives, with his Vandal, whatever gun that he has. He's able to really pull those nice taps on. Full rotate onto B site, looking like they have numbers on this push.
They've got numbers, they have gun, and they should be able to get this spike down. And now it's the retake opportunity for Peakers. And they, too, drop instantly. Stodgy Meteor, only one available. Is he actually able to take down Luna with the classic? Is stunned, gonna throw up the smoke to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Peeks on the Hudson. Shots are there, but it's not gonna matter now. Unstoppable, the only one. He's got the Ghost, but when you're up versus the likes of these Stingers, of these Spectres, still not able to do anything. Now an 8-6 lead here for HEHE.
Looked at Meteor, he said, you know, I'm gonna go ahead for that flank. Almost worked out for him, but that stun really let Hudson take that space and be able to eliminate him. And then at that point, Unstoppable was alone on the site, and it was an easy sweep for HEHE for he'll take the rest of the round there.
Great start. Now is the time the Peaky Blinders need to get something going. It's their rifle round. And they are heavy, actually, on this B defense. Don't really spot anything out, though, with that KO knife, and it might force them to try and potentially rotate A. You have this Sage just sitting there, potentially waiting for someone. She is actually going to wall this up.
Here.
But a lot of default plays being going on right now. Nobody really wanting to take that over aggression. Nobody want to take that hard peek, as eyes are down mid at this spike right now. as Meteor takes the first one down, takes down Quartic. Hard rotate over towards the A site. It looks like, though, for HEHE, and I don't know if Peaky Blinders are expecting this. They are going to realize it now as the Viper wall goes down. Losha's going to try and throw out the slow one to keep himself alive, but it's not going to matter as Kurosu is able to take down one and force it into the 4v4. Now it's going to have to be the retake here for the side of Peaky, and they are trying to trade shots. Ramen takes down Luna. Kurosu around the corner, taking shots, not able to finish anyone off just yet. Drops back down, Unstoppable gets the kill onto Hudson. Now into the 4v2. They've got to try and defuse this bomb. One remaining, it's Method Man. They know exactly where he is, but he's able to take down two, not before taking down the rest of the squad. And Peaky Blinders will pick themselves another round, putting themselves within one.
That retake from Peaky looked really nice. I mean, when it was time after they were done the default, I'm talking about HEHE here, when they were done their default and he started pushing up on A, the only person there was Losha, was alone to defend the site, wasn't able to, but that quick rotate and that quick retake was able to, win them the round. It was very nice. It was just, again, Kurosu just really not being able to hit those shots this round. I saw a lot of shots going out from them, and they just weren't able to get those shots in like I've been seeing for the rest of the round. But I mean, right now, it's looking pretty good for both teams. Anybody's game here, 8-7. Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, certainly. But the unfortunate thing here for Peaky Blinders is they're not going to be able to go for a full force. They had a lot of people that ended up dying that round. Lose a lot of rifles. Botniak, of course, still does have the Headhunter and was able to pick up the first kill. And now it's going to slow down Peaky's attack. The Headhunter's still there, takes a couple shots, but he's able to take down Method Man before another drops. And people now rotating out. It's Luna on the way out. Ramen gets a teleport, but was able actually to find the one he wanted. Quartic able to get the kill on the Meteor, though. Force it now into the 3v2. They're playing this really slow, and I like this. You're going to try and draw someone away onto a different site. As Ramen only has a ghost here, he's trying to find another rifle, but Luna going to run into Losha here, just peeking around yellow. Both players waiting for someone to peek, but unfortunate timing. It's the 1-for-1 trade, but Ramen, he's only working with this ghost right here. I don't think there's information on where Ramen is. It is actually not going to be spotted out. Still lurking back B site. Shots potentially there. Ramen, doesn't matter that he just has the ghost. It's going to be all tied up at 8.
I noticed from Peaky, being able to play together was just really, really good for that round. I mean, back when they were holding back yellow, Losha and Ramen right behind there and were able to play together. I mean, when Losha swung and was able to get picked off, Ramen said, I'm going to get back behind yellow with that ghost, and I'm going to wait for Carter to come up, and got the kill. It was very good. And again, that same thing, Unstoppable, able to throw that KO knife to help Ramen know if he was behind yellow. And even though it didn't get it, they were both able to play that together as a team. And this is what I'm seeing from Peaky. They're able to play together, play in these situations. Like, they're really comfortable with each other. They know what they're doing,
Yeah. So, Botniak, doing Botniak things, as he does. Tour de Force out in full force once again. It's the early pick there on to HEHE.
Looking like it's gonna be that A execute, trying to get on, gonna get that pick on Meteor over that over at screens. Losha's wall is just really not letting them get in there, and they're gonna choose to rotate instead. Hudson gonna stay back, possibly get a pick before they leave. Looks like Kurosu might just be doing the same, gonna get that pick back in spawn. Looks like they rotated. Hudson might be wanting to play the lurk here. Losha staying on side is looking like Losha versus Hudson. Hudson looking up, not seeing Losha peek, but Losha's not going to take the peek and going to rotate with their
Everybody's on A. At this point, everybody here from HEHE's on A. Peaky just absolutely ate the bait, ran the other way, and Viper's Pit goes down.
Luna being able to plant that bomb, playing on site. Losha getting into the pit. Trying to find them. They're barely missing each other. Just can't see each other. Luna behind the box. Gonna play in the corner. Losha gonna
use. They have information. His first one to drop is gonna be Losha. Around the corner. There's another as the swings are there for the rest of the squad. HEHE retake the lead. Now 9-8.
And as much as I like to say that Peaky has the team chemistry, HEHE has the mind games. I mean, that pick back at spawn was a clear indicator. Yeah, they are rotating to go and plant at B side, but they waited. They played it calm. Hudson, who stayed back on that A side, probably told them, hey, look, there's no one. They all left. And then they were able to come back and plant that site, get that Viper's pit down, and get the round. Again, those mind games for HEHE are playing just perfectly. That mind game at the beginning, and now they're getting another one off, and it paid off for them. 9-8 going into this next round here.
Yeah, and another A execute potentially here for HEHE as they are working towards site. Caruso just trying to get it on, but not able to find that shot. Will use Rendezvous to get back. Will find the flick on the Hudson, though. As he will find the opening pick. Kill onto Losha, forces it into 4v4. Ramen completely Viper walled off. Kind of just hoping someone pushes in. He's able to take down Method Man. Another one drops. As Ramen gets taken out. Unstoppable trying to look for these angles. But you've got two people up in Raptors. There's one. There's almost two. Is traded back. And now you're in the 1v2. Luna able to get the spike down. But will it be in time? Poison Orb goes out. But you're suppressed. You're not able to do anything. Botniak with the 3K once again.
KO just being, you know, such a good agent in these situations where you have a very ability-intensive agent, such as Viper here in this situation, not being able to put up any walls, any smokes. I mean, no mollies. What is Viper good for at that point? She's just like, you know, a walking agent with no abilities. There's not much she could do there, you know? So, you know, that KO knife being able to do that, it really was, you know, there was nothing that it could have done. She had to peek out of there. And, I mean, Chamber was there. Boniak was there to eliminate her. Looking like the timeout is coming from HEHE's side.
Yeah, and you know, this game has just been so neck and neck this far, and it's been so hard for both these squads to kind of struggle on the backside. It's been one round, where the economy hasn't been stable for anyone. Some people are forced to buy Spectre, some people are forced to buy Judges, but so far it's been Botniak able to stay comfortable on that op, and as long as he's able to consistently stay on that for the Peaky Blinders, I'm a little worried if I'm the side of HEHE.
Yeah, no, 100%. Said what I was going to say. I mean, look at this replay right here. Botniak with that op is just, you know, as I said in the last game, able to take these fights, able to take those shots and just get back in a position either using that teleport or anything like that. Of course, as I said, Botniak very, very strong on the op.
He's been our player to watch throughout this series so far, and certainly showing us why his team needs to move on, and they're certainly trying to do it here in 2-0 style on Icebox, but we are into round.
Get out of my way!
And it's going to be the Jet ultimate, but gets silence. And that's going to really slow down and hinder the attack here from HEHE.
Looks like they wanted to go mid. It looks like they're playing a bit more default. That knife's going to go onto the A side. Meteor just chilling in that nest position. Krosu having no idea about that. Smoke going down. Losha just waiting for that wall to come up. Not able to get that pick. Going to go onto May's going to be able to gun down Krosu. Meteor with the 3K on Method Man. Looking super clean. Denying access to this A side right here.
And Meter with the rat spot gets two, almost going for the fourth. Hudson shuts it down. Now Peaky Blinders holding on to this A site. They have the spike, sort of, kinda. They know where it is. Hudson needs to be looking for this pick as people are slowly rotating behind them as well and kind of just looking to try and pinch them on the back site.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, they're kind of stuck in that position. You got people going around spawn. You got people staying on site. Maybe it looks like they took the bait. Possibly thinking to rotate. Not at all. Losha's going to go and peek with no gun out, though. Is going to be able to get taken down. They're going to get on the site. Eliminate people that are on the site. And the people who are off are going to have to rotate back on the site and take this position. 2v2. This is anybody's round. The breach ult coming out. Ramen and Botniak playing those screens.
Last player standing.
Hudson gonna be able to find that pick on Botniak mid with the wall bang. Ramen going up to rafters. We have one playing nest here. He's got to play these angles, plays 1v1s. Make sure to get these in situations there. Now they know exactly where he is. Holding that angle. There we go. We're back.
Tiptoeing. They're all dead.
And of course, they're going to be able to eliminate Ramen there.
Yeah, and really weird kind of push on the A. There was a lot of patience from HEHE just sitting in A main, just waiting patiently as much as they could, and they forced the over rotation from the Peaky Blinders. They went back towards B. I thought they were going to try and come behind them in pinch, that they had the information they were still there, but at the end of the day, they went B.
I think that's kind of maybe what lost them the round. That pinch might have helped them, because once those two were off and nobody was pinching them, it was a 2v2 situation. It was an aim duel, and they were able to take that duel, get on that site, and get those. And it was just rough. They had the round, they had it secured. I think they just had the wrong approach. The pinch, I feel, in my opinion, would have been the right approach to be able to lock them down in that position where they couldn't get on site, but they kind of failed to do so. So we'll see what happens in this next round over here.
And we are in a pause here for a second, trying to figure out a quick technical issue, but either way, this game is incredibly close. You compare it to map 1, and so far it is the name of Caruso, or the game of Caruso, doing fantastic on that jet, been able to consistently find the picks, consistently find the shots where they're needed, and he has rode on the back of that so far.
Yeah, again, like, they're definitely the player of the game right now. I'm seeing, they're just getting these, when they got the knives out, they're getting the picks. Got that Vandal out, they're getting those headshots, really creating so much space for their team. And that's what's really been letting HEHE get a lot of those round wins, getting a lot of those plants down recently. And I mean, it's looking really good. And I want to see more continuation from that. Botniak also, again, on that op, doing Botniak things, looking super strong with the op. If he's playing on that defense, there's no way you're getting past him with that op. So, yeah, both of those players looking like our star players for the match.
Yeah, I mean, so though, looking at this 10-9 score line, and it's been incredibly close throughout the entire time. It's so hard to say who's going to win this. We talked about a little bit in the predictions. We thought it was going to be Peaky Blinders taking it comfortably after how they played on Bind on map 1, but so far they just haven't really been able to find that groove we've seen them in on Bind.
I mean, it's just looking like he's a lot more comfortable on Icebox. These mind games that they're pulling out at the beginning of the game, that last one where they had that fake rotate, it's like they're playing games with Peaky. And I mean, it's working out for them, and they got to keep doing that. Definitely looking a lot more comfortable on this, on Icebox map 2 than on Bind.
Definitely. It's just such a different map, especially compared to Bind. You really don't have the idea for a lot of Valor maps is they have their gimmicks, right? You have Bind, of course, with those teleports, so many other things. The best thing is I really hope we see a Pearl this tournament, but Pearl being a map that just doesn't have a gimmick being its gimmick is still one of the funniest things to me for Valorant to do. I mean, who would be surprised Riot Games does something like that?
Pearl, to me, just screams CSGO. Like, it's just such a CSGO. It doesn't really have a gimmick. It's just a map. It's just a map like any other regular map. But here we are, getting in around 20 here.
Yep, loading in the 1 round lead so far for the side of HEHE is going to be Meteor going in, takes down Method. He's going to get on top of Tube, looking for more. Tex Caruso not able to finish off, 1 knife remaining.
Spike
1 knife,
planted.
that could be a quick headshot and a reset, and that's exactly what he wants. Nobody daring to peek him. He is able to get the spike down. We're still on the 4v4. Losha with the peek. Caruso takes him down, though. And the rest of the members of Peaky working their way up. Meteor is able to get the kill. Still going to have access to those knives, but those are all the way down. It's in here. It's going to be quick 2, quick 3 there for HEHE. And it's 11-9.
Good work.
Like, Kurosu again, just so much value. Those head taps, just able to, hold those angles. And if you see 26 and 14, this is what a Jet should be doing on their maps. I mean, this is looking like, a star duelist right here. This is what you want to see out of a duelist. Kurosu not only getting picks, but taking space. I mean, look where he was all the way back here. If you can check on this replay, he's all the way back in Snowman, taking that space. And I mean, look, they have to look at B main and they have to look at Snowman. Those are 180 degrees apart. They have to look everywhere. This is what duelists should be doing, and it's looking great from Kurosu so far.
And the fact that he knew exactly where to shoot to land the headshot at the end of the day onto the other Jet was insane. Meteor, look at where he's sitting though. Able to come out, but Method Man just lurking is able to finish him off. 4v5. Now force 4v4, 3v4, excuse me, is unstoppable. Picks up 2. And Peaky aren't out of it just yet. 3 versus 2 now with Peaky holding on for dear life. Spike going down. Caruso still up.
Last player standing.
And now he is going, or excuse me, they are going to be the last one remaining. Has to play aggressive, but Bot Ramen finds the timing and makes it a 11-10 game.
Yeah, I mean, not much you can say about that round. Peaky just played some really good defense there. Gonna be able to get that diffuse down. That's just what it was, really. It was just great defense, great team chemistry, great team play there.
Yeah, and Peaky, if you look at their economy, round before, they were broke. They still cannot really afford anything. So if they had lost that round, it might have just spelled the end for them. At the end of the day, they aren't able to just yet, just 100 credits short of Botniak being able to buy a rifle, but he does have the option of the Tour de Force. Definitely going to look to use that. But the economy of Peaky, incredibly healthy right now. 4,000 credits on most players.
That economy is healthy, you're right, but it looks like they're going to play some default here. They don't want to really push onto a site. And yeah, Peaky's taking all that space. They're moving up. You got one chilling top of A side. You got some chilling pretty deep in mid. And one that's playing B main. Just waiting for them to see where they would come. Catch any angle. But it looks like they're going to commit to the side. Commit A. Botniak holding it, but it's going to get Kurosu's going to get picked. Is going to pick him, sorry, from Belt over here. That flash really helped Kurosu get into that site. Gonna get onto Nest. Looking at that screens. Meteor, Kurosu. No one able to get that fight. Ramen. Method Man with the flash. Gonna take Ramen out of there. Gonna have to back out. Gonna get taken by Cortic from screens. Trying to play retake here. Meteor gonna updraft onto Raptors. Second smoke. One on that right gen. Meteor's gonna gotta pull out some insane aim, but Luna's gonna just spray him down with the Phantom. Luna gonna be going down. Perfect crosshair plays for Luna, not gonna be able to get the pick. Unstoppable with the quick flash in there, gonna get taken by Kurosu. Again, Kurosu, so much value. Gonna be able to take that round 12-10 for HEHE.
And if I'm Peaky there, kind of at the end of that round, I don't know if I want to just save a gun. You have 1 or 2 players who aren't really going to be able to afford it. So if you try and maybe get out with that Bulldog, with that Vandal, you're going to be able to leave Meteor with the option of, oh, he actually has a Vandal instead of a Spectre this time around. Or he has, even the Bulldog is better, but I've talked about the economy here before for Peaky, and it's just not super comfortable for them. He, though, on map point, looking to send us to map 3.
Quick execute A, looking pretty good from HEHE, trying to get onto that site. Losha holding it down, playing that maze, trying to see if he can get a quick pick here. Not playing swing, just waiting for someone to come around. Sending those slows, really just saying, I don't want you guys to come onto the side, but it get taken out by Hudson, who's playing maze. Hudson holding that screen, saying, oh, trying to get on. While the rest of the team is doing that work, holding that screens. Looking pretty good.
A lot of noise sending it on. Luna mows down 2 members, and now it's 2v4 on the backside of this one. The quick swing able to take it down to the 1v3. And if Unstoppable wasn't already 1 HP, he'll be 1 HP once he tries to get into this Viper pit. It drops and he takes it down. He pick up map 2, and we are officially headed to map 3.
That was a great game from HEHE. From what I wanted to see from them from the last game, they delivered. The team play, the executes, especially on their attacking side, they were really strong. They were just pushing up there, getting those trades, playing those mind games, playing together, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. So it definitely looked like the Icebox was more of a map they probably practiced a bit more on. They were a lot more comfortable with plays they were doing for sure, and that's what I wanted to see. And as I said, if I said they could do that, then or like I said, if they did that, then they would probably be able to pull off a win. And well, they did, bringing us to map 3.
Yeah, and I'm excited. It's our first game of the tournament. It's our first map 3 of the tournament, just right off the bat. And we are going to be headed to Breeze here shortly, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Breeze.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Not enough fuel.
So close.
One enemy remaining.
Last one down.
One enemy remaining.
match. We have our first map 3 of the tournament. This has been an insane match. What have you guys been thinking?
Now, to start it off, I didn't think we'd go map 3. After map 1, it was just domination for the Peaky Blinders. But Team HEHE, they brought it back. They held a very, very even game throughout the entirety of map 2. And, well, map 3, who knows what we're going to get here on Breeze.
And again, like I was saying, he looked super comfortable playing on this Icebox. It looked like they had done it 100 times over. And Icebox and Breeze, you know, like again, every map having their own gimmick. I would say Icebox and Breeze are probably the most similar when it comes to, you know, one site being a bit more closed off, has angles, people can hide places. That'd be B side on Breeze, that'd be A side on Icebox. And you're looking at that A side on Breeze, looking a lot like that Icebox B site, where it's very open. And I don't know, I feel like he was playing really well on those open situations on Icebox. So I think they're going to be able to take advantage of that on Breeze. So yeah,
they were definitely really comfortable on it. But the thing with Breeze is mid control. Mid control is always what you have to be scared of in these maps, because as mid control can just go anywhere. If you can take mid control, you can go caves or mid doors. You can, try and take tube. You could try and take so many different angles, and that's what you have to be really scared of as a defender. Information is going to be so important on this map.
100%, especially on that A site Breeze. There's just so many ways to go in. Like you said, cave from shop. Like you said, halls. You can go through mid. B side a bit more closed off. If you want to get to B side, you got to go all the way back to top mid and enter through the top or elbow. It's a bit harder, but that A site, whoever's playing that defensive side's gotta hold it down, because it's especially we're looking at Breeze, definitely gonna look at a chamber pick again. Those ops going down cave, super important. And now that Jet received that nerf, chamber is your op character. With that teleport, he's just so good. Miss that shot, you can retreat and try to play that retake or just reposition on site.
Yeah, with the power of the headhunter as well. Firstly, the pistol rounds, and secondly, it's still incredibly effective on the eco rounds as well. He's certainly one of the stronger picks at the end of the day, and we'll have to see what happens once we get into that agent select. Should be coming up shortly, but I can't even throw out a prediction. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen on this map 3. Do you have any idea, Noah?
To be honest, I don't really know. Like first map, I was that's on. I mean, on that second map after the first map, I was like, yeah, Peaky's gonna get that, but he really showed me otherwise. So here, I'm just like, I don't know, anything could happen. I think this is anybody's game. But the way that I saw he play in those open environments a lot more comfortably, I'm thinking that if he chooses to push that A side a lot, they have a good chance of winning. So my prediction here, I'm gonna go ahead and say he's gonna win this one. Krosu's been amazing, a bit slow on that first map, but on that second map, just showed how good they can be. And hoping to see some more of that.
They certainly got warmed up and looked a lot more comfortable on map number 2. And if they're able to keep it up, keep that momentum, that's another thing we talk about a lot in Valorant is momentum. And going from map to map, coming from that super close win, you've got to be hyped up. You got to be excited to go into this map 3 to decide if you move on or fall out of the tournament. Here we are into Agent Select, and no surprise here, Botniak on the chamber and Kurosu on the jet.
Yeah, look at this agent selection. A Sova pick. Sova super good on these maps, especially on that attacking side. Looking like they're attacking first, able to clear out sites with that bolt, telling where people are and everything. That drone also super good to clear those elbows, those close corners, on that B site. So yeah, Sova definitely out of the ordinary from the last 2 maps. On the defender side here, looking like it's going to be around the same thing that we've been seeing. This team comp looking pretty similar. Losha going to be switching that Sage to get on that Sky instead. Hudson going to be staying on that role of chamber. Botniak as well. And again, Botniak amazing on the chamber. And Kurosu, good thing that they're staying on that jet, because the amount of kills, the amount of value they brought to the team as jet last game, I want to see it this game as well.
Oh, most definitely. And I'm super interested to actually see how this first pistol is going to go. We've seen a lot of early aggression in the pistol, and a lot of, especially in our first pistol there on Icebox, we saw aggression, we saw a pick, and then we saw super slow play there out of HEHE. I want to see if they're going to do something similar. Because if they do, they've kind of showed their cards. They've showed what exactly they're going to do here to Peaky Blinders. But it looks like they might be looking for a hard stack B.
Yeah, this is looking pretty interesting. Looking like they're going to be pushing that B side here. Like you said, 3 on A on that defensive side and 2 on B. Hopefully we're going to be looking at those quick rotates here.
No one over middle. You do have, of course, Botniak. Looks like he might be trying to hold bridge. We'll have to see what happens. But here we go. Just about into the first round. Map 3. The decider. It's the Peaky Blinders up versus HEHEHEHA. Yeah, that's the full name.
Oh, God. All right.
Either way, into the pistol. And taking a nice slow approach. Unstoppable was able to spot out, I believe it was 2 members. But still want to take it slow as Luna looking to place down this Viper wall, going to smoke him off. And 2 members still here can defend on the site. Poison Orb out. Usu pushing past it, looking for the kill on to Bolt Ramen. Shots traded back and forth. It's going to be the 1-for-1 trade. Spike does drop, but instantly picked up by the rest of HEHEHEHA as they are going to be placing it down. Shock dart is there. Hudson's actually able to get the pick. There's the headshot from Caruso. Looking for another, but he's going to get, or they are going to get caught out by Unstoppable. Quartic able to take one down. And Botniak, okay, you scared me for a second, but left in the 1v2. Has to do it. He's got 4 bullets left on this Headhunter, and the Recon Bolt actually going to connect here as well. So they're going to know exactly where it is for a small amount of time. Be careful of this Viper behind you, but he doesn't know, and Luna gonna take him down. Early win here for HEHEHEHA.
Yeah, I mean, pistol round, can't really tell much from what from that round, but from what I saw, I was looking at some good picks, especially on the HEHE side. They're just getting those picks in, getting those picks, getting control of that site, playing together. Luna being able to play behind his wall and able to get that pick right. We have 1 back site, 1 close. Again, these guys looks like they're playing together, playing crosses, and I want to see some more of that because this is what makes their team shine. When they play together, they know what to do.
On their bonus round, takes early mid control. This is what I've talked about a little bit about this map, is mid control is just so important. You gotta be careful of this Jet up on boxes. There's the flash out. With a hard swing, Method Man turns around. Might have been at the most unopportune time. It's not going to matter as he sprays him down with the Stinger. Looking for another as Quartic takes down Botniak. And left into the 2v4 are the members of Peaky Blinders. Unstoppable and Bot Ramen looking to try and take some rifles down. And Ramen is able to take down Caruso. Potentially looking for more. Rounding the corner. Has been able to spot anyone, spots out Method Man. He's going to take his time, finds the kill. Now forcing it into the 1v2 here for Bot Ramen. He's actually got a Vandal. That's 1 kill. Looking for potentially another. Pops out the knife, plays it slow. Hudson's going to have to drop this wall soon. He's going to be able to spot it now. Yes, he is! Bot Ramen with the 3K here in the eco round. Give Peaky Blinders a 1-1 start.
It really looked like HEHEHEHA just had control of that site there. They were able to really just hold that down, have that spike down, and that was the end of the round. But, you know, that pick at the bottom where Unstoppable got picked off, you know, on the stairs, they're super, super good. They weren't watching the bridge. And at the same time, Ramen in the 2v1 situation, and Hudson just had to make that noise dropping out of box. Told him he was right there. Without that noise, pretty sure he probably could have swung out of the wall and been able to get that pick. You know, again, it's all about those little things right here. That noise right on the right, that's what Ramen heard that. When he saw it was on the screen, Peak, they got the head tap. That's essentially what run them the round right there. Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful shots there from Bot Ramen. And this is something that really hurts your economy if you're the side of HEHE. And you're forced, you know, you are able to get maybe a rifle or 2, and it's actually Meteor. Okay, he's got the Odin. Pushing onto site, trades are there. Caruso able to pick up the first kill. Losha thinking about pushing through the smoke, but opts not to. Potentially look for the kill. Quartic actually with the hard pre-fire, and you love to see that. Quick trades back and forth, and now we're into the 2v3 in favor of HEHE. Bot Ramen Unstoppable working together. Caruso still up and available. potentially for the flank. Spots out unstoppable, dashes away, keeps themselves alive a little bit longer, but the timing isn't there as Ramen finishes them off. And now Ramen, with the help of the Viper, the Corrosive, it didn't go far enough. Luna's gonna have to try and push this, looking for the swing. The shots are there. I don't think he stalled enough time, and that is going to be the round over to Peaky Blinders.
It was rough on Luna. Luna was just saying, I'm going to go and play in cave with my corrosive and just the molly. Try to play for the time with the lineups, but the lineups don't look like they were trained enough. Completely misses the spot and not able to hit on the spike there. Again, great from Kurosu. You know, just crazy head taps, but Ramen was able to get the best out of them. And yeah, this is looking great for both teams. They're both playing really well together as a team. And right now, I don't think it's anybody's game for sure.
Yeah, Luna really would be the only player here for the side of HEHE that can force with 5,800 credits, but rifles across the side of Peaky Blinders with the operator on, of course, Botnia. He is going to find the first pick onto Kurosu.
Kurosu being gone is going to take that duelist out of that team, and it's going to you know, make it harder for them to get the space. Quartek pushing up that B on mid.
Like the idea, really wants this rifle and he's going to be able to pick it up. Now looking to commit on to B site, and it's going to be the rotation over from the rest of Peaky Blinders, a 1-for-1 trade. Luna, the one to pick up the back end kill. Unstoppable, waiting for his big spots on Quartek. Not able to find the shots as the Viper pit goes down here as well. So really comfortable with that, especially with some of these shorter range options they have, as Hudson is able to take down Losha from the backside. Botnia able to get the kill. Now looking in, he's got the head hunter, and heads are gonna have to be blitzed. There's the one. Drops one. It's the 1v1. He's gonna be able to find the shot. Yes! Botniak with the 4K, the defuse, and Peaky Blinders make it a 3-1 game.
At this point, Botniak is the hit man with the operator. You need someone gone, you let him know. He's going to get that up, and he's going to get the job done. Beautiful 4K from him. Every time you give him an op, he's always there to just, you know, get that value for his team. And I mean, you know, sometimes buying an op might be risky, but Botniak buying that op is, did he just give the op to Jet? Oh, because he has his op. That caught me off guard for a minute. Botniak again, super big value with the headhunter again, being able to get that close pick, switching over to that, getting that quick pick off that operator there.
Definitely, I think it is going to be the rifle round.
Let's play.
Ultimates getting popped for both chambers. Hard angles going to be held as they are slowly peeking up onto this B site. The wall goes down. Ramen gonna try and slow it down with the corrosive. A couple people jump through, but that's 3 people that swung. Method Man around the corner. Who's gonna be the first shot? Ramen gets there with 30 HP remaining as Kurosu is able to pick him up. Vortex spraying through the wall. Of course, that ultimate able to do a little bit of damage on the backside. As Hudson able to give up the kill with the 2 of the force. Botniak to trade it back onto Quartek. Now into the 2v3. Looking for the side, looking for a corner, anyone that's possible. As Hudson's kind of actually on this flank, and I think that Botniak knows it. He does. Waiting for the peek. Finds the shot. And waiting in that corner, Saji Meteor able to pick it up. It's 2 people with 2 operators. Is the timing there though for Meteor? Not just yet. So she picks up the Vandal. Is it going to be in time? Taps the defuse. And there's the kill. Stodgy Meteor with the headshot. And then the 4th round to the side of Peaky Blinders, doing fantastic right now.
Again, Hudson playing on that flank again, you know, didn't work last time, and it definitely didn't work this time. No communication with Luna from what I just saw, because, you know, when Hudson saw Botniak peek him, he could have said, hey, Luna, help me peek this right here because, you know, I'm going to get shot. Luna just stayed behind their wall and, I mean, didn't really do anything. Got picked out and let Kurosu in a 1v2 situation, which was handled kind of poorly. But I mean, again, it's just the teamwork that we need to see from them. Last game, we saw that teamwork shine through and help them get that win. But I'm not really seeing it much this round.
Is this this is a spot?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
he's up versus Hudson. Who's going to be the first one? It's going to be the recon drone instead. So, no way he stays up here, right? He greets it.
Wow.
He gets shut down by Hudson. I don't know why you would stay up there after being spot out. You're just going to get hard swung, and it happens as he are going to get this spike down. Losha waiting in the corner. Viper wall goes out to stall a little bit of time. Losha might be running into a crossfire here as well as Method Man gets the kill. Full flash is Losha. Quartic right around the corner, able to take him down. And now just one player remaining. Bot Ramen up versus 4, not going to be able to do it. And he finally able to pick up their second round.
Very funny position. There from
Yeah, Botniak.
sorry. Name escape.
Oh, that's a loss for words from me too.
And I mean, usually I play that position if I play a chamber. Or I've seen chambers play that position with you're not, when you peek that, you're not looking on top of pyramids, right? But it's the fact that he got reconned out and just didn't want to get out of there. I mean, plus with such a high value gun, just wasn't able to make it work.
Yep, and now another round, another potential A execute here for HEHE. It worked for the last one, so screw it. Why don't we do it again? But it is going to be Meteor to actually find a pick all the way up the bridge. He's going to play a little too aggressive and get shut down. Most players here from Peaky Blinders are rotating over. The recon drones out. And it's one to drop. The shorty only available here for Unstoppable. He's going to try and play the close corner. It's just such a hard angle when you're working with the shorty. There's not really that much you can do.
He able to get on the site, try to get that spike down, gonna get it down. Now it's just looking a bit rough here. The flank is coming in, able to get a pick. Bot Ramen finishing off Method Man over there. Boniak gonna get a second pick. Quartic's gonna get the pick on site, and now they're gonna have to play that 2v1. Bot Ramen gonna get that kill. Bot Ramen and Quartic. Bot Ramen's gonna get on and defuse. Bot Ramen with the op, seeing Quartic behind the pyramid. Holding those angles, making sure if he does peek, I'll be there to catch him. Trying to find a better gun to play retake on so he can run on the site. Quartic behind the pyramid. Look, they're barely missing each other. Gets onto the bomb. Taps the bomb. Gonna get the laser with the Phantom. Bot Ramen. Does he have time to defuse? Perfect timing. Looks like he's gonna get the defuse down. With only 50 milliseconds left. Beautiful retake from Ramen there. That flank came in. It was beautiful. I love to see it.
That was just so close right there, and it was the aggressive play. You knew you had like no time, and instantly walks up, face to the fuse, and it's gonna be bitten off. And wow, able to secure the kill, turns around, and so close at the end of the day. Fantastic job from them on the retake. The flank was really what punished HEHE there. They weren't expecting 3 players to be on the backside at the end of it, but nonetheless there was, and it hurt them.
Looking like he's pushing up that B site here. Hudson playing window with the op. Gonna be fighting Meteor. Meteor not looking window, completely exposing himself there. Kurosu taking no time, gonna be dashing right on the site, taking control of that back site. Hudson's gonna stay back window, try to find people who are getting that lurk. HEHE on site, planting the spike. Luna playing back site.
Spike goes down as Botniak is able to find the first pick. Seekers go out, going to try and locate a couple of these players, and they are going to actually spot out Kurosu on this jet, slightly stunned as well. 2 quick drop. Now into the 3v2. They know the chamber's behind him now. Just have to win this fight with Luna. Takes him down. The help of Botniak as well. And what a retake there from the Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, very nice retake from them. I mean, the push looks strong from HEHE. You know, that initial pick that Hudson was able to get on that jet, but just at the end of the day wasn't enough. You know, when that sky ult came up there, everyone was getting identified. There was nothing for them to be able to do. And yeah, Peaky was able to just come here and get that retake. Looks like HEHE learned from their mistake. They don't really want to push that B anymore. Looking like they're going to 5-stack that A site.
And they do look a lot more comfortable pushing onto this A site throughout most of the game. I'd really like to see it, but right now, the side of Peaky, they're also on a save, so they're working with this Marshall. You usually know Botniak's going to try and hold this as well, so I'd like to change up in the Viper wall to try and just smoke it off. Okay, Botniak, you want to do anything, you actually have to push into us this time, but when Losha cleans up two like that, you're more than happy. Does eventually get traded back to Hudson, but once again, it's double op.
Here.
Hudson takes the shot. It doesn't connect. Meteor just waiting patiently for the repeat. It's there. The reaction time isn't. And once again, the same angle, but the damage is there. The shot as well. The only one remaining is Kartik. He's able to take down two, though, but I don't think he knows that Ramen is behind him. And Ramen just slowly waiting, biding his time. Says there's no need to rush this. Finishes him off. And Peaky Blinders now with the 7-2 lead.
Definitely, for me, the MVP for that round had to be Losha. Losha just being in the corner there, being able to take out Kurosu with knives. And we all know that Kurosu, they're a demon when the knives are out. But that just didn't work out for them. You know, Losha was able to take two, and that's really what made the numbers go from 5 to 3, and gave Peaky such an advantage there.
Kurosu struggling a little bit here on this map. They haven't really been able to get anything going. We saw a lot of aggression from them on Icebox, getting deep inside the enemy territory, getting those kills. They just haven't been able to do the same thing here on map 3, where it's needed most. Hopefully something on the defending side will work a little better, but Botniak holding straight down mid through the doors, finds the kill, and uses the rendezvous to get back.
Meteor gonna get that pick mid on Method Man, while Kurosu's gonna try to dash up. It's not gonna work. Meteor's still playing that nest, trying to see if they can, hold that mid.
This double operator has just been working fantastic so far for the Peaky Blinders. They've been able to effectively hold down some of the longest lanes in the game in both B site and mid lane here on Breeze. But there is one pick, as 2 members remaining here for HEHE trying to execute onto the A site. Viper wall goes out. It's actually going to be a full flash in from Sky as well. Kartik able to take down Losha as the plant is there. Now forced to get into 3v2. The recon drone to get some more information. Spots out one. And the Viper pits here as well. Ultimate from Kartik. Trying to just gather some information, but nothing comes out of it. Botniak able to take the kill, but it is going to be Luna inside, able to find the first frag. Now looking for more. Has to haul. Has to stall time. The Corrosive is there to slow him down, but Stodgy Meteor, he's able to get the jumping headshot. You got to be able to get this bomb, though. I think the Corrosive is gone in time, and yeah, it's Peaky Blinders with another round, now 8-2, as we are approaching half.
HEHEHEHA trying to push mid. Didn't really work yet. Meteor playing that top mid. Getting that pick on Method Man was huge that round. Told them, yeah, you guys are going to have to rotate. You guys are going to get out of here. They did. They went to A side, got the spike down, but just that number difference was, able to let Peaky go ahead and just win that next round. And again, Kurosu, I'm not seeing them play that aggressiveness that they need on this one duelist, right? They are the duelists here. Stodgy Meteor, on the other hand, is playing more of that double up. Not playing very aggressive, playing those angles like an old Jet before Nerf would. But we need to see Kurosu playing a bit more aggressive here, especially right before half.
Still locking down mid is Stodgy Meteor. Does spot out one, and Hudson with the headhunter from downtown. Okay, takes him down. Operator is no problem to him. Hudson looking for the P, but just gets unfortunate timing with Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Now waiting in the wings. Botniak trying to hold down bridge. The Seekers are out. So they'll gather some information on where these players from HEHE are. There's the shot, headshot on the Method Man. The counter peek doesn't matter. Kartek will take him down. But now it's into the 3v2. HEHE still in kind of a tough situation. They are able to find the spike, and everybody knows exactly where they are. The shots are there, but Ramen takes down one, and the trade kill comes in time. Still full HP on the backside is Luna, slowly rappelling down. Losha doesn't know he's repelled just yet, but there it is. Doesn't check his corners, and Losha will be able to find the kill. 9-2 as we go into the final round
Last
before
round
half.
before the switch.
Those ops are looking good. Yeah, Meteor wasn't able to get that pick with the op. Headhunter was crazy from Hudson. But I mean, on the other end, you had Botniak, who was able to play one holes and ultimately really put that pressure, telling Luna, yeah, I'm going to have to rotate here. But Losha was right there to finish her off. Or him, sorry. Oh,
And I
he
think
got
we
a...
might be headed into a technical pause here.
That's what I'm thinking.
Could be, could not be, but either way, 9-2 here for the Peaky Blinders, and this is looking pretty reminiscent of Map 1. They're playing to their strengths. They're locking down these territories, especially with the ops. The Peaky Blinders are looking like they're back in their groove.
And I don't know, Hia is just, I don't know, the team play isn't there. Their duelist who is taking so much space on Icebox, they're just not taking that space for them. I don't know what's going on with them, but they really can get that around, get their team to help them push, get their team to help them do all that stuff. I think that'd be perfect, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe they're a little bit more comfortable on this defensive side. You got to be able to try and lock down mid. This strength of this double operator that we're seeing so far it's struggling. It's not hasn't been able to get anything go, or excuse me, it's been doing really well. And he just haven't been able to deal with it.
Yeah. The double ops are coming in. And again, Bodniak on the op. You know, can't go wrong with that. Put him on the op. And I mean, I was looking at Meteor in the last 2 games, and, you know, he wasn't doing too crazy with the space taking the picks. And I think putting him back in a more, you know, in the operator position, I think really did a lot. A lot of those picks are coming from those ops holding down mid or holding down long angles. And I think that that's really the perfect thing for Meteor there.
Yeah, with that, we're going to go to a quick break during this tech pause. When we're back, it's going to be, of course, the Peaky Blinders up versus HEHE, currently 9-2.
One enemy remaining.
Toxin screen down.
Quick tech pause there, but
Here.
we're back for the last round of the half.
Yeah, and if you're Peaky Blinders, you really want to go into this as, well, you know, tech pause, tech issues, they're all the same thing. Either way, you would love to take this half 10-2. It is going to be Meteor with the knives available, but also does have this operator in his hands. You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say he's walling, just aiming at Caruso right there.
Yeah, possibly. And I mean, having him on this position, possibly going to be able to get himself a nice pick here. Gonna hear that they're pushing this A site. Gonna go rotate over. They're trying to get on the site. Flashes are coming out left. He's left and center. Botniak with a nice pick there. Trying to let them not get onto the site.
Take looking for the picks. Does spot out Meteor as Lunar's able to take down Losha. Spike once again down. Take in the backside. Ramen full flash. Gonna have to play back yellow. On the Method Man, the shots are there, able to pick down one with help of his teammates. Method Man, the first to drop on Luna, but it's Hudson with the shots on the backside. Meteor is just flying everywhere right now, but Hudson's able to get the flick. It's the last one remaining. There's another, but it doesn't matter because Botniak is able to finish him off, and it's a 10-2 half here for
Last
Peaky
player
Blinders.
standing.
Hudson's been just looking really solid with the op, the headhunter, just those head taps in general, and getting the taps that he needs, getting those picks. I mean, I just saw with that op, it was super great, the picks that he was getting out there. Looking like we are going to a timeout for
the side of HEHE, and this is, I'm actually Interesting, 'cause this is actually their first timeout we've seen. Let's take a look at this replay here, though. It's just such a close 1v1. This was actually the very beginning of the game. But this game has been just all bot plays so far. He has done incredibly well. These shots have been on point, whether it's with the tour de force, whether it's with the operator. Botniak is looking like another match MVP.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to see a bit more Kurosu. You know, last game, again, they were amazing, and I was hoping to see a bit more of that here. But definitely Meteor, again, look at that. Meteor just being able to hold those long angles down with that op. Super, super good. Love to see these players play, or how they're playing right now. Looking good for Peaky. He just got to get their chemistry back together, play together as a team, and I think everything might just be all right for them if they can get this comeback.
Yeah, and if you're HEHE, you really need this pistol round. It swings so much momentum onto your side. That is momentum you desperately need. That bonus is what I would really be looking at, though, because I feel either way HEHE is going to have to force in the bonus, whether they lose or not. And they just need to win it if they want a chance at taking this one, because you just cannot give the Peaky Blinders 2 free rounds right now.
Excited to see what he's got for defense right now. Looking like it's going to be a full A push. Got one going halls and the rest going cave. Pushing on site. No one at default plant spot. They're going to go ahead, get that spike down. Vortic trying to get those shots in. Kurosu playing that flank. Don't think Losha has any idea. Never mind. Losha's going to be able to get Kurosu. Going to check for one more flank. Going to keep holding that flank just in case they're going to come back. Ramen low. Playing between pyramids. Going to be able to catch Hudson off guard. One behind him. 3K. Boniak's going to clean up for him.
And like I said, it was absolutely perfect timing on that KO flashbang. Ramen was incredibly low, but it just didn't matter. He was able to still pick up the kill because Hudson was just completely blind. Wasn't able to connect on those shots. And here's the bonus. He can't give up another, but no, I don't think they're actually going to force. I think they're going to try and stay on maybe a Sheriff or two, a Shorty Light, and have to play for that 12th round, have to play to try and force it to overtime.
That's going to be a big feat. If they can do that, it's going to be crazy. You know, 12-2. If they can come back and push to overtime. Wow. Well, here we go. Pushing up. Looks like a split push here. 2 going up B, 3 going up A. One's going to get picked. Hudson again. That Headhunter is super big value. Going to be able to find Unstoppable. Luna playing in that smoke. Ramen just walking on the site. No problem. Getting on there, but Luna's following him. Ramen on site with the spike. Method Man gonna be able to get that with the classic, just right above the ledge.
Method Man, a little rat right there. I didn't even know he was back there. I could see the whole map, but able to get one, able to get 2 actually. And this could be what he needs. Now he's at 19 HP. He's got to play a corner close, go for a classic right click. Actually goes for another peek. Botniak picks up another 2 with the Headhunter, but now it's in the 1v1. It's going to be Botniak looking for the peek onto Quarterfinals. He can play time. He can play with this spike. That's exactly what he's going to do. Left. 30 seconds now on the clock, and this might actually be a rotation. I think Botniak thought about it, thought maybe I have time to try and go there, but doesn't opt for it. Quarterfinals, he's far out. Shots are there. Quarterfinals, are you kidding me? You killed him with the headshot? With the frenzy from that far away?
Wow, the frenzy.
Is exactly what he needed. A frenzy? I still can't believe it.
Wow, that is wow. The frenzy is definitely not known to be the most accurate in the game. Wow, that was all the way from main. Able to get one back sight over close to arches. I mean, look at this chat going off right now. Nasty shot. Definitely was a nasty shot. That was crazy. I definitely thought, oh man, I definitely thought Botniak had that round there.
Yeah, if you put a frenzy up versus a Headhunter at that range, 99 times out of 100, a Headhunter's winning. But hey, Quarterfinals, he rolled the dice, and it rolled in his favor that time.
That's for sure.
able to hold on, and that round is huge for them. They're able to get rifles. They're able to get guns here. Now they have a little momentum on their side. It's going to be Peaky Blinders not being able to buy. They're going to get an SMG or two, but and also Botniak does have the tour de force. Rosu takes him down.
Rosu did play aggressive, but the end was punished by Boniak with the op. Meteor coming from that mid, not going to get hit, but it's going to get lasered from Hudson, who's chilling on stairs. This is not looking too good for Peaky right now.
Yeah, looks like they might be committing for this full rotation out. We've seen it before where they kind of do like a fake rotate, send it mid, and send it back. They did that really well on Icebox. It is going to be players working towards mid, but you're still playing versus 4 different defenders. You need to find your 1v1s, and you need to win your ones right now. It is the name of the game if you're Peaky Blinders. Have been able to pick up a Vandal or 2 on the way out. Still
looks like, yeah, that fake rotate is going to come back and not going to be able to get that pick on Quartic. They are trying to get on Hudson behind yellow. Going to be able to get 2 picks there.
Botniak, though, is able to find one out of cave. And with Spike down, 20 seconds on the clock, there's not much he really could do to lose this round. As it's going to be the slow peak. Yeah,
gonna miss that shot. Unlucky. Just unlucky. They tried to get that rotate, and then they came back, failed it. Tried to leave again, but you know, Boniak said, "Damn, Spike's down. I gotta go and get it." And unfortunately, misses that ult shot there.
Will be rifles available for the Peaky Blinders this time, and should be, yeah, definitely full rifles across for the squad of HEHE as well. They've picked up 2 in a round, or excuse me, 2 in a row, and they really would love to pick up at least 10 more in a row. Excuse me, 9 in a row.
Feeling area.
Is working towards that match point, but potentially a full push onto the B site here for the Peaky Blinders, playing slow, waiting for that pick. Is the rest of the players playing default here for HEHE? Losha potentially looking to send Dog or a flash out to gather some information, but it's going to actually be the KO knife. Leave might have spotted out 2-3 people as shots corrosive come through, and should be able to slow down the attack enough for the rest of the squad of HEHE to pinch him. Kurosu, they're able to pick up 1. With the full rotation from Peaky Blinders is working towards the A side.
Looks like they know about this rotation. Gonna all go all the way back. Definitely a 4 rotation. Looks like it's also a quick push from Peaky Blinders. Losha are going to be playing mid there. Ramen going to get taken out by Kurosu. And Kurosu's very low on HP right now. Boniak going to be able to use that teleport to get out of there just in time.
30 seconds
Playing that
left.
cave angle. 30 seconds left on the clock. They got to get this spike down. Losha's going to be able to take Hudson off guard. Gonna get taken mid though by Method.
Goes down, and now into 2v4, you've got to just run it onto B side. You can't care about this. You can't care about the people in front of you. You got to just try and plant that spike, and that's exactly what Peaky Blinders are going to do. 17 HT left on Botniak. Unstoppable, just under 20 as well, and they know exactly where they are. It's so hard to get out of this one. Spotted out. There should be the 2 kills. Indeed, they are. And HEHE will make it an 11-5 game. This is going to be their 4th round in a row. As they're starting to get the momentum slowly sliding their way.
Looking like their defensive side is a lot more comfortable over here on Breeze. But Peaky, their attacking side, I don't know, not able to get onto the B site the first time, tried to go back to the A side, didn't really work that well, came back, and then the retake just happened. You know, it's looking like they're not playing aggressive enough, pushing on the site quick enough, and even at that, you can't discredit HEHE. They're playing super well on this defensive side right now.
Not many rifles available for the side of Peaky Blinders here, going for a bit of a save to reset the economy. Let it breathe. Give themselves some time. But look at this. Only one person on this A side here for the side of HEHE, and they're able to find this early pick. I think it's going to be the Headhunter swing there. Indeed it is. Hudson taking some damage. Take that rendezvous to get back. First one to drop. They're able to find a kill. They're able to find two. Looking for more. The updraft is there completely.
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
Sends
mid.
off Unstoppable, and Hudson able to take down Losha. Now the only one remaining is Botniak, and at this point you're just trying to take another rifle or two out of someone's hands. Should be able to do it. Takes down Quartek. Still sitting mid doors. They know he's there, but Spike is down.
Botniak holding that site by his own. Gonna pick up that Vandal. Gonna have to go and get that Spike if he wants to get this round down, but again, he just looking really, really good right now on this defensive side. All holding the Spike mid. Look at these. They know he's on site, not letting him come through. Double smoke and the
30
molly are
seconds
gonna
left.
come through here. Kurosu looking for that backside. Luna holding double doors. They're all holding angles. They're playing together. This is what I like to see from HEHE. Gonna be able to get the teleport right back on his site. They know where he is exactly now. Gonna have to get that plant down right now. Looks like Hudson's gonna be playing for the flank, while two of them are gonna be playing at that doors. Kurosu playing exactly like I want them to. They're looking really, really good right now. Gonna be able to get that 4K and win the round here.
Another round heading over to the side of Peaky. Of course, it was more of a save round for the Peaky Blinders. Two members do drop, but they were able to get Spike down and cut a bit of extra credits into their pocket as well. But Peaky on a roll right now. That's their fourth in a row. Their economy is looking fantastic, and they still have a little bit of breathing room. I can't say much at all, but a little bit. It's not over if you lose just one.
100%. I mean, that HEHE economy is looking healthy right now because they've been winning round after round. I mean, 4 rounds in a row, looking super good for them. Looking like it's going to be an A push for Botniak. Again, only one on site for HEHE. They're going to help them back on the site, but it's too late now. Peaky's getting on site, already on there. Playing super aggressive right now. That drone's going to come out, not going to be able to get anybody. Spike's going down, as well as the Viper's Pit.
And this is the perfect opportunity for Peaky to pick up the round. Kurosu looking to potentially enter this smoke and try and catch someone off guard, but no, it's Bot Ramen able to take down one. The rest of the squad of HEHE working their way, though, from CT and trying to get inside this Viper's Pit. Kurosu going out once again. Luna looking for the pips. So they're going in on the backside. Meteor is able to take down Hudson. And there is just 2v5. Got to be able to take down one. It is Botniak to fall. The time is ticking, and it's got to be going fast. They're going to send out the corrosive. It's only Kartik left. They're going to run at each other, finish them off. Unstoppable, and now we are looking at Peaky Blinders on series point.
Match point.
Very clean execution. Kurosu trying to go in, just not being able to get that pick in that, or any of picks actually in that Viper's Pit. The Viper's Pit super well played. Didn't want to play aggressive. They all played together in the Viper's Pit, which ultimately really won them the round here. That Viper's Pit is super good, especially over here, being able to hold down a large part of that A site and pretty much on that B site the entirety of it. So, you know, Luna, who's on this B site right now with that Viper's Pit, might be looking to play it if they know the push is coming up.
And HEHE actually has access to every single one of their ultimates right now. And you're in this do or die situation. Of course, you realistically still need another 6 in a row if you want to tie it up and send us to overtime. But if you even get a glimpse of someone being there, Luna, oh my goodness, that's a suicide run, but somehow lives. Botniak takes him down. She should be dropping his Vipers pretty soon, but not actually going to happen. Flash goes out. Losha is there. Shots come through. It's the first 2 to drop. And the Blinders in the 5v3. Kartek looking for the retake. The shots are there. They're going to be able to finish them off. Yes, but it's 2 back and forth from HEHE. 2 members remain. Method Man the first to drop. Kurosu trades back another. Now into the 2v2. The operator still available for Kurosu. And I don't think anybody on the side of Peaky Blinders want to peek right now. The dash away. The knives. The shots. They're there. It's a triple for Kurosu. Looking for another, but Botniak gets the kill. Still in the 1v1, and he's got to try and lock down the spike, but Hudson finishes him off, is going to be able to get to the fuse, and this map continues.
Yeah, definitely being able to use that ult there was super good. Jet Knives came out to get that pick, looking like, Chambers ult came out to get that as well. Used to have their ults, they used 4 of them, and it was really, when you're in that do or die situation like you were talking about, you better be using your ults. Because right now they better be using everything, forcing every single round. They don't have a round to save here if they lose.
That's a good spot.
If he wants to win this, they gotta keep playing like they've been playing. They're playing super well right now. And again, Karosu on the op? Didn't see that yet. That's a first for this series. And it looking like it was working well, and looked like they're going to continue on the up for this round.
Kurosu looking super comfortable. It is going to be the Jet Knives popped here for the Peaky Blinders, though. As we're looking for something, but a lot of slow, patient play.
Peaky looking like they were going up elbow. You got one going elbow, one going on site. It looked like it's a split push, deciding where they want to go. They don't exactly know yet.
Unstoppable is going to walk into Hudson here. Hudson, actually, the timing on that. Hudson backs off before Unstoppable walks far enough up. 55 seconds left on the clock and no real movement. Cortex actually able to find the kill on the Meteor. So that's going to be your Jet out of the equation. Losha sitting up pretty aggressively here onto the B side, but nothing else coming good. Now you have 3 people stacked and trying to enter A. You can't really afford to lose anybody as the rendezvous is going to go back there for Method Man. He is in the back. Now 30 seconds remain. As the Viper Wall is there, but lurking. There's the shot.
Here.
Find it. Is able to find the second one, though, and they are going to dash away.
Here.
Still 20 seconds on the clock here for Peaky Blinders. This time is ticking. Kurosu with the second, potentially looking for the third. The peak is there, the shot is there, and Kurosu has been a monster all night and continuing to show it. Should be able to close out this round and make it 12-8.
This double op is working for them, especially putting Kurosu on the op. Something we haven't seen again tonight, and it's really showing that they're really, really getting value out of that op, Almost, kind of looking like Boniak. They're both getting huge values out of their op. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looking like it is possible for them to come back. I mean, 11-2, and now it's 12-8. They can't drop another round, because if they do, that'll be the series point for Peaky.
Yeah, and these are the situations where you're just terrified of every play. The nerves are up, and you do not want to be the person to make that mistake, make that death, to lose your team that game. But this might just be a full commit here onto the A side. They're going to run right in. The shot is there from Hudson. He's able to take down one. Unstoppable, the first to drop for the side of Peaky, and that's actually Spike. So this is going to stall a bit here for the side of HEHE. There's a hard push there for Meteor. Looking for the frags. First one to drop, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Botniak able to trade one back. He doesn't want to peek this because we have 2 players sitting there with operators, and Hudson takes down Ramen. Viper Wall, back up. Luna waiting in the lanes. Spotniak is slowly working his way through. I think he might want to try and peek through this. Gonna catch Luna off guard and run towards this B site with Spike. You're going to leave Sky on site, but you might be able to find an exit frag or 2. They know exactly where she is, though.
Boniak being able to play behind that wall there, was super good to be able to rotate to this mid. Planting. Spike goes down. Losha still struggling to get out of here, but it looks like they're going to full and commit to this rotate here. Losha alone on site, looking to maybe do this flank here behind them. Kurosu and Hudson. 2v1 until Losha gets here.
No way Losha actually gets this. She might be able to line it up. There's the shots. They're not connecting, though. There's the first one. It's Hudson to drop. And now Botniak in the back corner. He's going to be finished off. No, Kurosu gets the shot. And if Kurosu is able to get on Spike and just stick it, they might be able to win the round here. I don't think Losha's just close enough. He's going to be booking it, but the shots aren't there, and it's the clutch from Kurosu. Now it's 12-9. Another round to them. Great anti-flash as well, but oh my goodness. This game, it just keeps on giving.
This is crazy, the way that he's been able to come back. I mean, look at these rounds. 4 rounds in a row, and then 3 rounds in a row. Looking possibly for a 4th here. And the way that, Boniak was able to rotate, and the fact that he still dealt with it well and was still able to defuse in a situation like that was really good. Great team play on their end.
Fantastic. Well, Peaky Blinders looking to maybe try the same thing. Kurosu's up in the spot instead this time on top of pyramids. Smokes, dog out, everything else. Kurosu might have taken that shot there, but everybody has backed off. They've given sight, and they might potentially just be looking for this retake. Most players from the side of HEHE have rotated over. They are just playing angles. Spot out 4 people. Going to toss that flashbang. Kurosu going to peek towards the mid doors. Takes the shot. Unstoppable knows he's there. The rest of the squad does as well. As Kurosu gets the first kill onto Ramen. It's the initial pick. Still looking for more. Another one drops. Another one drops for Peaky Blinders. Now there's only 2 left. As HEHE are going to push and aggressively takes down Botniak. And now the only one remaining is Meteor. It's not going to matter. It's essentially a flawless. And HEHE put us at 12-10. 2 rounds away from tying us up and sending us to overtime.
And the team play, I just gotta say, that round was beautiful. They let Peaky Blinders push on the side. It was a very, very aggressive push. They got the spike down, but he was able to just say, hey, we're gonna let everyone rotate or we're gonna play retake. And they did it flawlessly, not a single death, and we're able to get everyone on the other team. This is looking really good for HEHE. If they could get these next 2 rounds down, just secure them down, that'd be crazy. Kurosu, look at him. Or them, excuse me. Looking just wonderful tonight.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit before half. It didn't look like they were on top of their game, and they certainly have picked it up and done fantastic. It's been such a pleasure watching this Jet. It's been fantastic, and of course, Peaky Blinders calling this timeout. They've been struggling. They've been able to get the spike down. They've been able to force it, but just haven't been able to stay alive. Have not been able to clutch up. Just one more round is all they need to move on here in the fmell monthly melee, but it just hasn't happened just yet.
I'm out. Maybe give them the strategy they needed. They needed to take some time and just talk about it. Maybe that's what they needed. This next push may be the last push of the entire series here.
Certainly could be. We look at the buys across the board, and not too many guns. You do have Botniak with the Tour de Force potentially able to find a pick, but they're going to switch it up. They're going to play a little slower. Viper's Pit actually dropped onto B here, so just going to negate that B main push if that's what the side of PKB wanted to do. And now stacking fully in mid, and this could be something either one through mid or through doors, and we got to be terrified as Hudson and Meteor are going to run into each other here in just a second. And Hudson playing the patient game. No need to go over aggressive. As Caruso able to pick up the first here. Actually, Meteor's going to swing the corner. Not going to matter. Hudson takes him down.
Great patience from Hudson's there, you know. Meteor trying to go up, but it's not going to work out. Ramen pushing up from mid door is going to be able to break that bolt there. Going to get the shockwave on here. Going to get identified by the KO knife and the drones going out. There's like, where are these people trying to find them? The drones, unfortunately, not going to be able to find anyone. Door opens from HEHE side. 5v3 situation. Method coming from door. Not seeing anybody. The flash going right back to cave. Botniak holding that up. Not going to be able to get it. Kurosu neither.
Last player standing.
Unstoppable going down. Oh, wow. Quartic going to be able to take Unstoppable down. Last player standing for Botniak. Can Botniak do this? Defusing. He's got to peek this bomb right now. He's got to.
He knows exactly where it is. There's the recon dart. They're going to be able to spot him out. They know he's on that corner. But they might be able to stall this. If they can peek Luna in time, there's the kill. Botniak might have stalled enough time. They're going to
This might be it.
Takes him down. Is he going to be able to get the defuse in time? No, it's HEHE.
7 milliseconds.
Another defuse, another round win here for HEHE. It's 12-11. It is one round away from going overtime.
And again, just the team play, right? 3v1 was it, and was Botniak able to take the diffuser down? But since the diffuser already at half, they said, okay, one, go and push him because you got to push him right now, and the other one defuse. If it wasn't for that defuse, 1 second later, again, 97 milliseconds later, the game would have been over. You know, he really playing together. I know those comms are super tight behind there, you know? Going into potentially the last round of the regular game. It's either overtime or the series ends right here. Look like it's going to be a quick B push. Luna alone on the site. The other ones are rotating on. Luna going to be able to get that pick on Meteor. Luna holding this angle. The rest of the team is able to arrive and play retake.
Gets the first pick, but the Viper's pit is down. Unstoppable. Trog takes a couple shots. He's going to be the first second to drop. Pontiac kills onto Luna. Caruso onto the back side. Takes one down. Updrafts inside. Looking for the kills. It's now 2v3. They're going to try and stick this defuse potentially, but Pontiac's able to trade one. It's General Losha. And the defuse is already going down. Are they going to be able to finish it off? No, it's not going to matter. As Hudson takes the kill.
My God.
We are heading to overtime.
Out of charges.
I was not thinking overtime would have even been possible right now. This is insane. 11-2 to 12-12. He looking amazing on that defensive side, just being able to handle these just amazingly. But now they're back on that offensive side of the first round of overtime. And will they be able to take this round, or will Peaky Blinders be able to defend from this push?
Yeah, and this is one of those situations where, oh, you just got switched up. You're on something essentially completely different than what you've been playing the last 12 rounds, and well, you got to get used to it again. We are seeing two operators here for the side of HEHE. Kurosu and Hudson, respectively. An aggressive angle being held there as well from Botniak. He's going to be holding on to the Vandal, but the recon drone is there. I don't think he's too sure if someone saw him, but it is going to be Hudson. First pick takes down Losha. Botniak actually opting to use that rendezvous to escape. Left into the 4v5. Luna's going to be able to get the plant. Forcing into the 3v4 though is Meteor. Botniak going to be pushing all the way through this site, potentially trying to find someone off guard. Waiting patient. Viper wall drops. Need to set up another teleport. As Botniak does spot him in the corner. Might be able to just stick this defuse on Lee, but that's going to be the molly. The damage is going out. Is it going to be in time? No, it's not going to matter. Botniak sticking the defuse. And now, it is Peaky Blinders match point once again.
Round just showing how good Peaky Blinders can be on the defensive side, as they were 11-2. I mean, look, 4 rounds in a row to the 6 rounds in a row. They were looking amazing on that attacking side. He just not really being able to play that attacking side right there. But this is going to be putting Peaky Blinders in an attacking position, and from what we just saw, he on the defense is not easy to play against.
Not at all. Either way, Peaky Blinders still on this point. Shots out, as we do know a couple operators are available. Botniak not opting for it. Instead, might be looking for a touch. Flashes go out as well. So they are able to make their entry onto this site. The slower is going to be able to hit Botniak. He has to play safe. Hudson's still playing this corner close. So you actually look at Meteor. Meteor's rotating towards mid as the rest of the squad of he is working their way back towards A site to help defend. Kurosu valiantly holding mid right now. Hopefully, if you're Kurosu, you want Meteor to just walk into your crosshairs. We'll have to see. Is it going to win it? First shots are there. The dashes will, but Meteor is able to take out Kurosu. It looks like he is going directly for that operator, potentially a trade kill. The shots able to finish off Method Man, but he's got 30 HP remaining. Now left into the 4v4, and Spike has gone down. Kartik in the backside. All they have to do is get this defuse, and Kartik is going to chase this one so hard. Unstoppable gets the frag. 3 members remain here from he and Ramen's able to clean up another. The shots are there. Botniak finishes one, and it's only Luna remaining here for He has the operator, though. Some potential massive frags. Viper wall goes up. Operator still available. The KO wall is there, but time is ticking. This Spike has been down for so long. The shots aren't there, and just like that, in overtime, Peaky Blinders pick up the series 2-1.
Wow, that was something else, man. That was
absolutely.
Yeah, that game was wild. I mean, even at the end, he were still fighting for their lives at being down 9, like a 9 deficit. Still being able to bring it back to overtime and just not seeing that defensive side pop out as much as we saw during the game, and you know, essentially losing both overtime rounds.
I mean, even with the loss, massive props there to HEHE. The
100%.
comeback from just 10-2 is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Able to turn it to overtime. Unfortunately, they do drop. Peaky Blinders will be moving on. But once again, congratulations to them. Very well fought victory.
Very, very nice. And again, like, just constructive criticism if like anybody's listening. It's all about the team play. When you guys did play as a team, what I saw was a star team. It was amazing. You guys were playing together, getting flawless victories, getting amazing stuff. But when it came time and you guys were playing more solo, just wasn't really working out for you guys, you know.
Unfortunately, they will drop. Let's take a look at this bracket. Well, actually, you know what? We'll get the bracket for you in a second, or 2 or 3. Either way, they will be moving on. I believe our game for tomorrow, I have to grab that for you real quick. We'll have games pretty much all week, which I am absolutely thrilled for. But of course, we talked about player of the match. We're looking towards the player of our series as well. And for me, it's got to be
Boniek definitely shined through that first and third game. Even the second game was playing super well. And they were just, you know, on that operator, being able to make a lot of space, rendezvous, letting him play a lot more aggressive, and getting out of you know, bad situations. For sure.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get Boniek in here for an interview in a second. Love to do that. Love to get the players involved and talk a little bit about that victory, especially in overtime. And I know I personally really want to hear about just how they were feeling, you know, after being ending up in overtime.
Yeah, that was a crazy comeback again. You know, shout out to HEHEHEHA and Peaky Blinders playing amazingly, especially on that defensive side on that first half.
All right.
Played very well.
I'm going to go ahead and pull in Botniak for the MVP Player of the Match interview. Botniak, welcome. Congratulations on the win, of course.
Thank you.
So how are you feeling after that one? After that really hard-fought overtime map 3 like win? That is just insane.
That was just crazy. I mean, I feel like static right now. This is actually the first time we've like won a tournament match, and you know, we've made so much progress since we first started playing as a team. I'm just so proud of everyone for what they did today.
So how long have you guys been playing together as a team, the Peaky Blinders?
Well, we've been friends like for like 5-6 years, but we just started playing like together for maybe like a month or so, and yeah.
For a month, the team chemistry, what I'm seeing, is looking amazing. For only a month of, like, you know, team play, you guys' chemistry are looking really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. One thing I really wanted to ask you, you guys were up 11-2. It came all the way back to you guys going to overtime. Of course, you still were able to pick up a victory, but how was the attitude? How was the feeling when they were able to bring it back to OT?
Well, when we had that lead, I guess we kind of were a little, we were ego peaking a lot, and we kind of just thought we had it in bag. So when they came back, it was a little nerve wracking, but I'm glad we managed to come together and get the last 2 in overtime.
I can imagine. I mean, going from 11-2 to overtime, morale must have been down, but it's good that you guys kept it up and were able to take those 2 overtime rounds. And Boniek, I have to ask, like, you on the op tonight have been just a monster. Like, is that like that chamber op combo? Is that just something that just comes really naturally to you?
Well, I feel like opping is just easier for me in this game. I mean, I usually use a rifle in my actual games, but playing in these tournaments, my team needed an opper, and I feel like I have the most experience, so I picked it up to fill in the role.
You definitely, you know, gave them what they needed. They needed the opera. You gave them, like a crazy opera. It was crazy the shots you were able to pull off. So congrats on
Thank you.
that one.
And then one final question: were there any like adjustments you had to make like throughout the series to how Team HEHEHEHA was playing, or?
I mean, we weren't really trying to like counter-strat them. I guess in some aspects, like we kind of knew that they were gonna like push something, or we also knew that they were gonna op a lot, which we couldn't really figure out a counter for on threes, as you saw. But yeah, I mean, we just kind of played our own game and it pulled through.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously it worked out considering that you got the win. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Fantastic match. Good job. And we'll see you in second round on Thursday.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Botniak.
Incredible player, for real.
Yeah, the ops were on point. We heard it from him himself. They had so much confidence, even going into that OT, but still, even in the OT, they didn't let it go to a double OT. They ended it right there, right then.
Super clean. Very good from that team. And the entire set. They played so much together as a team, It was just actually a pleasure to watch. And only learning that they've been playing together for 1 month actually really surprised me, because they look like they've been playing for, more than that. At least, 4 to maybe 6 months. But that 1 month surprised me, I'm not gonna lie.
And with that, I think we're gonna be signing out here on our first quarterfinals match. Catch the stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST for Team Funny Fingers versus
That's
Team Server Core. I'm gonna be playing in that match, so I won't be hosting, but definitely check it out. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Enemy remaining.
Toxin screen down.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Dying here would be unfortunate.
One enemy remaining. enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Here.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
They didn't actually think that would work.
Weighted
Spike
kill.
planted.